1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Grace B. Johnson Stadium. Alongside Brian Reed, I'm Sam Jelena here for what should be a fun-filled and absolutely awesome day of football here at Grace B. Johnson Stadium. It's American Indian Heritage Day as the Braves take on Mars Hill Lions. 2-6 are Mars Hill going up UNCP 2-5. It should be a pretty good game with two high-powered offenses here, Brian.
You have no idea. I'm so excited to see the offensive firepower that these teams can both put out, especially Mars Hill. Their offense is just amazing.
Mars Hill led by an All-American at wide receiver. That's Craig Rucker. He's third in the nation in both receiving yards and touchdowns. The Braves will have to try and counter him without lead tailback Josh Sheridan. And we saw just how tough sledding could be last week without him as the Braves went into Lenore Ryan and ended up losing 51-3. It was a tough game, but against a very tough opponent.
Yeah, Lenore Ryan is most definitely one of the better collegiate teams in Division II football. But, yeah, McKinley Nelson and Quan Williams definitely have to take on the load in this backfield for the Braves.
And one thing we also saw last week was a couple of changes at quarterback as well. Josh Jones and Josh Dale again split time. Josh Jones was hampered by 2 interceptions. Josh Dale threw one as well. So it's going to be interesting to see just how that plays out here today. But we've got an absolutely awesome game here for you coming up as we take a look at things down on the field right now. They'll go to the coin toss right here. Josh Sheridan, who is out for the rest of the season with an MCL sprain. You see him still one of the captains alongside Quad Williams, Josh Manns, as well as Tyrell Hinton. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun for these two teams this season. And for the Braves, they're trying to end things on a little bit of a high note here as you know, last season they ended with 2 wins on the season. They don't want to try and end the season on that note again, especially with 2 home games here to close out the campaign.
Yeah, and the Braves have been steadily progressing, especially since coming off the hurricane that we just keep talking about. I don't think anybody really knows how much that hurricane affected this team, but they've been on a steady incline with their offensive production. Defense has made strides every few games. So for them to come out here with a victory, it would be great for them to know that they are improving and they're not just stagnant where they are with 2 wins.
And for UNCP, coming off of that loss against Lenore Ryan, that's a tough place to go play at Moritz Stadium. You know, Lenore Ryan's one of the best attended in terms of games in the South Atlantic Conference in general. They had over 4,000, 5,000 fans there, and they're a team that runs a really tight offensive ship with a kind of option as well as just fullback carries up the gut, and they are able to really take down UNCP with that. So it's going to be up to the middle linebackers as well as the defensive line to create a lot of pressure here on Mars Hill, because what they do is they throw the football, and they throw it as good as anybody around here that UNCP is going to play this season.
Yeah, and you want to talk about 2 completely different styles of game planning. Like you said, Lenore Ryan, they ran that triple option. It was really up to the middle linebackers to try and stop that and make plays. But now it's going to be on defensive backs, and we're going to see what kind of coverage the Braves are really good at this game. Because, like you said, Mars Hill has a receiver, Craig Rucker, averages 15.9 yards a catch. Tyler Ferguson, 12.9. And when you have receivers like that, you have no choice but to be wary, and you have to know where they are at all times.
So UNCP is going to be kicking it deep here to Mars Hill, so they'll start first on offense. Back deep to return for Mars Hill. Tyler Ferguson back there. Excuse me, Dawson Williams back to return for Mars Hill. Braves will kick it away here. And we're underway on American Indian Heritage Day from Grace B. Johnson. Catching it just in front of the goal line as Williams will take it out. Cuts out to his left, avoids 1 tackler, 1 more man to beat across the 15 and tackled at the 16-yard line. Wrapped up there by UNCP and Jamon Ebron.
Tackled by the Braves, 49, Jamon Ebron.
So Mars Hill starts on offense. Austin Brown, their senior quarterback, will be under center for them. was relieved last week for a few snaps by his backup,
Marshall
James
begins first and
Orzua.
10 at the 17-yard
But Brown
line.
will start things out. 1,700 yards in the season, 14 touchdowns. He's under center. Tailback behind him from the offset I formation, and a quick little bubble screen to the outside to Craig Rucker to get him involved early. Dances out of
Pass is
bounds
caught by
at the
number 2, Craig
22-yard
Rucker.
line.
Run out of bounds by
You know,
Justin
that's what they
Davis.
do. They start out short. They really want to make sure that they get this pass
Gain of
game
4 on the
going
catch,
right off the
second
gate.
and 6.
And Rucker and these receivers in general are not receivers to where they catch the ball downfield and that's it. With the stats that they put up, they can make things happen.
Brown will fake the handoff, looking to his right, dances around in the pocket, feeling pressure, backs up some more, and finally just heaves it out of bounds. Was looking for Craig Rucker on that far sideline. But with the pressure he was feeling from that defensive line, it'll bring up third down and 6, and a chance for the UNCP defense to get quickly off the field.
Yeah, Brown had all day in that pocket. The line really held up for him until it looked like Jordan Howard finally started getting pressure in the backfield there. But Mars Hill, 43% third down conversion. So look for play with decent yardage. They only need about 6 yards.
This is where the Braves struggled last week, trying to contain Lenore Ryan drives. A chance to do it here. Rucker comes in motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle and taken down quickly for Mars Hill on the carry. Christopher Roberts gets his first carry of the game. The freshman can't pick up the first down. An interesting decision there for Mars Hill to run the ball there as opposed to going with their strength of passing the football. And it'll bring up fourth down. They'll punt it away. Tanner Fox to kick it deep. Devin Jones will be back to return.
For the Braves offense, I would really like to see who. It looks like Josh Jones going to get the start, but like we said in the opener, Joshua Dale had a good amount of playing time against Lenore Ryan. They usually split the series sometimes, but you know, Josh Jones is usually the one
UNCP will begin
gets the
first and
majority
10 at
of
their own
the
41-yard line.
run. So I'd really like to see how they play this one out this game.
Fans of North
Fair
Carolina
catch at the 40-yard line for Devin Jones, and that's where the Braves offense is going to take over, and Josh Jones starting at quarterback. A tough week last week against Lenore Ryan. 5 of 16 for just 28 yards. 2 interceptions. Both of those ended up being returned for touchdowns. Braves went out of this shotgun 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver set a lot last week, and that's where Jones is going to start. He'll be passing, throws on the far side, nearly jumping the route there for Mars Hill was Chris Ferdinand, but it's incomplete anyway, looking for Tyshawn Carter. So Jones, the quarterback, McKinley Nelson starting at running back here for UNCP. In place of the injured Josh Sheridan, the freshman will get the bulk of the carries. Him and Quad Williams really taking over that workload. Sheridan leaves behind. Pistol formation, Nelson the tailback. And Jones will hand it off to Nelson, finds a seam, breaks a tackle across the 50, down to the 45, now to the 30, green grass in front of him, 20, 10, one more man to beat, just down at the 1-yard line. His foot stepped out of bounds, inside of the 1. Almost all the way for a touchdown.
That's enough for a UNCP.
A huge gain there. 57-yard run for McKinley Nelson. The Braves, a very early and quick scoring opportunity just 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah, look at this run. He sneaks past those linemen, makes a defender miss fall actually, and wow, what a run from McKinley Nelson. You gotta reach out for that one though. When you're that close, you gotta finish it up.
Hand off to Nelson again, down to the goal line. Did he get in? Still pushing the pile. Side judges come in. They're conversing, and it's a touchdown.
Carry by 41, McKinley Nelson.
No.
They're gonna mark him down at the goal line. Maybe about a couple inches to go for McKinley Nelson.
Tackle by number 62, Deshaun Goings.
Deshaun Goings being able to wrap up McKinley right at the goal line, and the Braves will do it again, 2nd and goal. Right back to Nelson. This time he's met at the line, and they'll push him back. 2 straight carries right up the middle, can't find anything, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-inch line.
Let me tell
Timmy
you
Nelson
something.
with the rush.
If they can score right here, that would be extremely beneficial for how this
Top
game
score
is
of the
going to
line
go,
by 90,
and it
Earl
will give
Adams.
the team a whole bunch of confidence.
3rd
But
and
I've
goal.
never been one to completely understand when the ball is right there on the goal line, why not just line up in a shotgun, but you know, the running back is about 5-6 yards off the ball anyway, and you only need a few inches. Quarterbacks sneak it.
Jones will go under center I formation with the fullback. Nelson, the running back again. Jones takes the snap, will pitch it outside to Nelson, makes a cut, dives for the goal line. And one more time, Mars Hill comes up big and stops him. A goal line stand for the Lions.
McKinley Nelson with the carry. Stop
go
by
for it.
51, Trey Smith.
And it looks like-
4th and goal.
Oh, wow. It looked
Braves
like
are going to send out the kicking unit.
and Josh Jones and McKinley Nelson are having a conversation. It looks like that might have been a broken play, actually, because Josh Jones looked over at the sideline afterwards.
On to attempt the field goal for the
Just kinda
Braves, 8,
confused,
Alex
talking to the coaches right
Alvarado.
But on the other hand, what a defensive stop from Mars Hill.
UNCP will take the 3 points here. A pretty good momentum boost for Mars Hill as well. Alex Alvarado here to kick the short one. The line drive straight through the uprights,
And
and the
the kick
Braves
is
on the board
good.
first. But albeit a little bit disappointing.
10:55 remaining in the first quarter.
I
UNCP
have to say
3,
a
Mars
lot
Hill
more than
0.
disappointing. You start the game off really well. McKinley Nelson for 57-yard run. No score on that run, but you know, the ball's on the 1-yard line. You expect them to go up 7. They just can't get in the end zone. I'd say that's the Braves got 3 points on the board, but I say that's a real momentum booster for the Mars Hill defense going forward.
Aside from that 58-yard run for McKinley Nelson, not too much doing for him on that drive. The Braves are on the board first. After the very short field goal there for Alex Alvarado, his 5th make of the season, 11 attempts. The Braves will kick it long again to Mars Hill. Austin Williams back deep to return. Mars Hill went 3 and out their first offensive drive. We'll see if they can get something more brewing on this second drive, just 5 minutes into this one. Williams right in front of the goal line, makes the catch, he's going to return it, speeds out across the 15 and tackled down just
Kickoff
shy
return
of the
by
20.
number
A
22,
flag comes
Dawson
flying
Williams,
in.
wrapped up by the Braves, Jamon Ebron. There is a flag on the play.
Referees will discuss this one. The Braves seeming to indicate that it's going to go against Mars Hill, a potential hold. It's actually going to go against UNCP. There's a face mask penalty on the Braves, site of the tackle. So tack on 15 yards to that return.
Fans, it's time for today's
Just like how the
Pepsi
Braves
Pick
had good
Contest.
starting field position.
Tweet a photo now of you drinking a Pepsi product at
Mars
tonight's
Hill have
game and
above
tag the
average
handle at UNCP
starting spot here across the 30 at the
Lucky winners will win a
34
prize from
for their
Pepsi.
dynamic offense. Went 3 and out the first time up. Now from under center, Brown fakes the handoff, scrambles out to his left. He's going to tug it down and run and slides across the 35 for a pickup of about 1.
Carry by number 11, Austin Brown. Stopped by the Braves,
I don't know if that was
54,
actually
Devin
designed,
Higgins.
but it looked like Austin Brown just saw something after he faked that handoff. It looked like it was supposed to be a regular rollout, but he saw something. Thought he had more yards than
Short
what he
gain,
could
second
get.
and 9.
On that first possession, the first play of that possession was actually a bubble screen to Craig Rucker. We'll see that a lot from Mars Hill, not just the bubble screen, but creative ways to get the ball in their playmaker's hand. Let him get into the open field, see what he can do. Play action, fake again, looking downfield, throw behind his receiver, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there.
Pass is intended for number
For
88, Tyler
UNCP and
Ferguson.
Yavel Morris.
Third down and
Tyler
9.
Ferguson couldn't make that catch. Throw coming in behind him.
Yeah, the throw was behind. If you notice, he missed Craig Rucker wide open in the flat. The whole UNCP defense was kind of in the back towards the midfield, but Rucker was wide open towards the Pembroke sideline.
3rd and 9 for Morris Hill now. They're going to run it on 3rd down again, just like last time, and quickly the hole evaporates for Morris Hill.
Rush by
A pickup
number
of
6,
2
Christopher
yards.
Roberts.
Another questionable
Tripped up
decision there
by
from Morris
92
Hill.
TY.
3rd and long, running the ball, and Tyler Hinton makes the tackles. 30th
No
of the
gain on the
season.
play, 4th down and 9.
So actually going to give him no gain on the play.
On
Braves
punt
defense
for
stands
Marshall,
tall again.
45, Tanner
Like
Fox.
you said, another questionable call. Mars Hill's passing offense is absolutely phenomenal, averaging 281 yards a game. So on 3rd down and 9, it kind of seems like you just gave up on the possession.
Devin Jones back to return, makes the catch at the 35, finds a hole, tackled down at the 50, got a good head of steam. We've already seen him this season with a kick return for a touchdown. A nice return there off the
Devin
punt
Jones.
to set up the Braves in good starting field position once more.
Stopped by Tyson Daniels and Jakari Williams.
It was the short field for the Braves last time, starting at their own 40, this time at the 50. We'll see what they'll be able
And
to
earlier
do.
this year, the Pembroke All-Stars Dixie softball
Josh
team won
Jones
the
just
Bell
one
World Series
pass on
held
that
in
first drive.
Alexandria,
The big play,
Louisiana,
McKinley Nelson
walking
going
away with an
58
11-1
yards
victory
down to the
over
goal line.
Mississippi in the
The Braves
championship
couldn't
game.
punch it in.
Joining us on the
I
field
think would be
tonight
a huge
are some of the
momentum
members
booster
of that
for the
team.
Braves.
Please
Their
join
last
us in
time getting so
congratulating
close
these
to the goal
outstanding
line,
members of the
not being able to
community
get the
with a big
score.
round of applause.
This time, if they can punch something in, that would make the Braves offense feel like, okay, last time that wasn't a fluke.
I completely agree. I think not only to just, get the ball in the end zone, but to be able to reciprocate that first possession they had. Just quick, good blocking, great running, and just this time, like you said, get the ball into the end zone, because it's easy to have great possessions, but at the end of the day, if you keep coming away with 3 points, well, sooner or later, the other team's going to come up with 6 or 7, and that's when deficits start to be erased.
We saw that last week for the Braves against Lenore Rhine. They were able to drive into the Lenore Rhine territory relatively frequently, but just had a lot of trouble being able to actually put the ball into the red zone. And from the 50, they start 5 wide receiver, empty backfield for Jones. Takes the snap, a little bit of pressure, gets rid of it quickly, tries to hook up across the middle to Shamon Hicks.
Pass intended for Shamon Hicks.
Throws just a little bit behind him, incomplete. Jones, a freshman out of Wilmington, North Carolina, has gotten the lion's share of the snaps this season compared to Josh Dale. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Kinley Nelson in the backfield, 3 wide receivers this time. Jones will hand it off to Nelson, going around the left end, met quickly though. Coming in to make the tackle there.
Carried by McKinley
Morris
Nelson,
Lion,
stopped by the
Carl
Lions.
Robert
15,
Joe.
Carl Robert Joe.
Yeah, it's about
Third
3rd
and
and
7.
7 for the Braves coming up, so don't be surprised to see either something quick, or I wouldn't even be surprised to see an intermediate route to Corey West in hopes that he can make something happen.
You're gonna keep an eye on West. Top of your screen, slot receiver, quick shifty wide receiver, leads the Braves in receptions with 31. Jones takes the snap, drops back, feeling pressure, gets rid of it, and it's complete. Isaiah Eller, the tight end, makes the catch down
Passes
to the 37-yard line of Morris Hill. Great job by Jones, takes the hit,
Pushed
gets
out of
rid of
bounds
it
by
though,
Josh Dawkins.
and Eller picks up the first down.
Yeah,
But
and
that's enough for
that's a
another
huge difference that we can tell in Josh
UNCP
Jones from the beginning of the season and now. Because beginning of the season, he would not have stood in there and taken that hit. He would have tried to run or just taken the sack. But for him to just stand in there, get the pass off, and get the first down, it's a great job. It shows how he's growing.
Handoff Nelson, finds a hole, picks up a couple, dragged down by his ankles across the 35
McKinley Nelson
down
with
to the
the carry,
32.
stopped by number 51, Trey
Nice little
Smith.
gain there of 5. And Isaiah Eller making that catch, that's just his 5th reception
Gain of 5
of
on the
season.
carry, second
It
and
seems
5.
like every time he makes a catch, It's of important value to the Braves. The first down there last week is only a reception of 7 yards, so was a 4th down conversion in Lenore-Ryan territory. Braves driving here, looking to build upon that field goal the first time. Jones fakes to the halfback. Quad Williams throws back the other way. A little bit too much mustard on it for Tyshawn
Pass
Carter.
intended for
Through his
Tyshawn
hands.
Carter, incomplete.
Incomplete, and that'll
Third
bring up
and
3rd and 5.
Yeah, if you're Tyshawn Carter, you got to catch that. It looked like it was a little high, maybe a little bit too hard, but that's something routine that you practice on a regular basis as a receiver and quarterback. So, got to get your hands on that, make something happen for your team. It's 3rd and 5.
Quad Williams checks out of the game. Coming in is the fullback for UNCP, and that's Dylan Hodges. And for pass protection, I presume. Man comes in motion. That's Aaron Whitaker. Jones takes the snap, scrambles out to his right, completes it to Whitaker. He's going to be dragged down just short of the first down across the 30.
Pass is caught by number 84, Aaron Whitaker.
Carl Robertjo again in on
Brought
that
down
tackle.
by 15, Carl Robertjo.
The strong safety for Mars Hill. The Braves are going to keep the offense out in the field and go for it.
Yeah, they're
4th
bringing the
and
big
1.
man package.
Braves were not aggressive for their first possession down at the goal line on 4th and goal. About 1 to go. This time they'll stay on the field. 4th and 1. Shotgun set up for Jones. Takes the snap, gives it to Hodges, dives forward, and it looks like they're going to mark him just short.
Carry by 42, Donovan Hayes.
Yeah. I don't know who it was, but somebody from Mars Hill came flying in there right off the snap.
Correction,
And shut
number
that
40,
down
Dylan
real quick.
Hodges.
Hodges met at the line of scrimmage, can't fall forward enough.
Play is short of the
Keon
first down.
Caesar
Marshall will take
was the
over
one
first
who hit him
down
in the
and 10.
legs. Joshua Dawkins in for the tackle as well. Great job there by Mars Hill. They've, outside of that big run to McKinley Nelson, they've been dominating the line of scrimmage against the Braves, at least offensively. So they take over at their own 28-yard line. Rucker comes in motion, will take the little pinch, finds a little seam, makes a man miss, and across the 35, finally tackled down. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play. The man who made the tackle there for
Pass is
UNCP,
complete to Craig
Ben
Rucker.
Garamia.
Stopped by number 33, Colton Weeks.
Colton Weeks in on the stop as well.
Yeah, we saw in that exactly
Second and
how just a little bit of shiftiness from Rucker and how he could be such a playmaker for this Mars Hill offense.
Pickup of 8 for Mars Hill. Shotgun again. Rucker comes in motion again. They'll run the same exact play. Be able to pick up the first down, just enough yardage. Shy of the 40.
Craig Rucker with the completion. Pushed out of bounds by UNCP's Michael Clark.
They haven't moved the chains yet. Tim Clifton, the head coach for Mars Hill, is calling for the chains to be moved. They're going to look at the spot, and I think they might bring out the chains.
Yeah. I know from where we're sitting, it looked like he got the first down.
So it'll either be 3rd and short or a new set of downs from Mars Hill. Over halfway through this first quarter, has not been the offensive explosion we thought we were going to see. Braves had the big play by McKinley Nelson. After that, stopped on 4th down. Mars Hill, they haven't even put the ball into UNCP territory yet. So they bring out the chains, they're looking at it. Everybody in there for UNCP. That's going to be a first down. Take out the measuring sticks.
First down, Lions.
It's a first down for Mars Hill. They're trying to move quickly here. They're already back to the line. Braves set up defensively.
Yeah. They still have to wait for everybody to get in place, though. The referees aren't in place. The chain guys are still running over there. But yeah, like you were saying, we haven't really seen the offensive firepower that we thought we were going to see from either team, really, especially Mars Hill.
Brown takes the snap, fakes the handoff, feeling pressure, gets it out to his running back, Christopher Roberts. Picks up a nice chunk of yardage for a first down by about a yard.
Pass is
Pickup of
complete to
11.
number 6, Christopher Roberts. Pushed out of bounds by UNCP's 28, Jordan Howard.
Roberts, a receiving threat as well as a rushing threat, had a touchdown reception last week. And right there, just out in the flat, little safety down for Austin Brown. Marcel starting to move the football a little bit, just shy of the 50. Go from the offset eye. 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen. Brown takes the snap, will give it to Christopher Roberts, finds a hole, crosses midfield down to the 45, pickup of 6.
Christopher Roberts with the rush.
Hill, with how fast they're going, a whole bunch of
Brought down
no
by
huddle
19,
going on
Devin
right now.
Jones.
They're tiring out this Braves defense, and you can see the line is not really getting set before they hike the ball.
Brown takes the snap quickly, gets it outside wide to Craig Rucker, makes the catch, scampers ahead, just short of the first down, pickup of 2.
Craig Rucker with the carry. Stopped by 28, Jordan Howard.
I'll bring up a big third down here. I imagine this will be 4-down territory. Mars Hill, about as aggressive as it comes on 4th down. And they're actually going to move the chains on that.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got past the chains, but the referee went over there and motioned for the chain guys to add another 10 yards.
Brown play action fake, he's looking for it all, has a man wide open, that's Tyler Ferguson making the catch and dancing into the end zone. And Mars Hill the first to get into the end zone in this one, gets a 6-3 lead on UNCP. A 41-yard touchdown strike. A man missed in coverage. Justin Davis looked like he had the responsibility of Ferguson, but he got back behind the safety and takes it to the house for 6, his 2nd touchdown reception of the season.
And that was more than just getting behind the safety. Something looked like it went wrong in that. Like I said, Marcel's been running this no-huddle offense that whole possession, it seemed like, and the Braves just were not ready for it. They were barely getting their defense set, and looked like they were too slow with changing the defense and picking up their responsibilities.
That's something I would expect the Braves to at least be a little bit accustomed to by this point. Last week,
on your feet and make some noise.
It's you, passing attack. They also ran a very hurry-up style of offense, so it's a little bit odd to see the Braves were taken aback by that with Mars Hill. It's something they've done all season. The 6th play, 72-yard touchdown drive for Mars Hill, taking only 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Braves will try and reset on offense. They've been able to move the ball, but again, just like last week, unable to really break through that brick wall barrier that apparently resides for them at the goal line. McKinley Nelson back deep to receive. Braves set up the return at their own 10-yard line. The kick is away for Mars Hill. Nelson will take it and drop it across the 10-yard line. Finally picks it back up and is dragged down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Kickoff return by McKinley Nelson. Tackled by
Christopher
number 22,
Roberts.
Dawson Williams.
And Jonathan Williams in on that, or Jakari Williams, excuse me, in on that tackle.
Yeah, for Nelson dropping that, it didn't have too bad of a return on that, getting to the, looks like the 25-yard line. So it didn't hurt them too much at all.
A little bit of a short kick there for Mars Hill as well. So Josh Jones and the offense take back over for the Braves, trailing by 4 now, 7-3. Takes the snap and hands it off to Quadrant Williams. He's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. And this Mars Hill defensive line continues to do work.
Quad Williams.
The goal line stand earlier in this quarter. Last time out on 4th and 1, 4th and inches. The Braves go for it and are stuffed.
Loss of 3 on the play,
Yeah, this
2nd and 13.
defensive line is just overpowering the Braves right now.
2nd and 13. Jones takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Williams this time, lobs it up deep, overthrows his man by a mile, but unable to get underneath of it for Mars Hill. Trey Giles. Tyshawn Carter was the intended receiver, but that ball was well overthrown there for Jones.
Yeah, looked like number 58, Eldrick Wilson from Mars Hill, just came busting through that line, and Trey Giles really made Tyshawn Carter alter his route with that coverage, and that's kind of what threw everything off.
3rd down and long now for the Braves. They'll go out of the shotgun set with 4 wide receivers. Jones takes the snap. They'll bring pressure. Man in on a free blitz, and Jones is going to be taken down. Coming in without a blocker was Chris Ferdinand, the defensive back on the cornerback blitz.
Brings up 4th down.
Straight through the gap, swallows up Jones. And it's a quick series for the Braves, going backwards on that one.
Yeah, on the snap, Ferdinand just went straight through the line. It looked like the defensive end took out the left tackle, and he just came shooting right through that gap.
Isaac Parks, one of the best punters in the country in Division II football, will boot it away. And it's blocked back into the end zone. Mars Hill will recover it there for the touchdown. Recovering it in the end zone for Mars Hill, Cameron Rice.
Blocked by number 19, Cameron Rice. Recovered in the end zone for a Mars Hill touchdown.
Wow.
The first punt blocked of the season for the Braves. Let's see who got a hand in on that one. So that looks like it was Dawson Williams who was able to get the hand on it before it was recovered in the end zone for Mars Hill for the touchdown. And things have just turned very quickly here at Grace P. Johnson. Just like that, it's a 13-3 game, about to be 14-3. This extra point up and away, and it's through the uprights, so make it a 14-3 game. And that goal line stand on the Braves' first possession looms even larger now.
Yeah, and wow. Just came shooting right through that line. Nobody put a hand on him. And Dawson Williams, who got his hands on it, who was also the kick returner for the Lions, just got every bit of that. Didn't need to dive or anything. And like you said, this is quite the turn of events for the Braves that's going on right now. They really need to look within themselves and step it up. It's only the first quarter. And it looked like things were going to start out well with their first possession, and they even moved the ball on their second possession as well. No points, but they moved it pretty well. But yeah, I think with the way they're playing right now, and you really don't want Mars Hill's offense to get going. So they need to put some points on the board.
Now the Braves will get the ball back immediately after the punt, block, and score. Braves offense is taking a step back each time. They've been in possession here, starting getting down to the goal line, then the failed 4th down conversion, and there the blocked punt. Kinley Nelson and Tyreek Ramsor back deep to return. Kicking it away, Steven Sanchez for Mars Hill. His last boot was a little bit short. He also was able to get out to the 25. Braves down by 11 now, just about 3 minutes left in this one. A line drive kick sends Nelson back, makes the catch at the 6, turns upfield, gets a hole across the 25, met by a wall shy of the 30, but he pushes the pile to the 29. Pick up a couple extra yards.
21, McKinley Nelson.
A late flag came flying in.
Looks like there might be some pushing and shoving in front of the Mars Hill sideline. Colton Weeks involved with that.
Looks like Michael Clark was also.
Referees will discuss this here. Tim Clifton, the head coach for Mars Hill, also trying to be a part of the conversation. For the Braves, the way things are going here these past couple of drives, the last thing you want now is to be pushed back due to a personal foul call here. here comes the verdict from our referee, Everett Westfield. It's going to be hands to the face against Mars Hill. The Braves will tack on some extra yards thanks to that and get good starting field possession. They've started at their own 50, they're 40, 25, and now out to the 44-yard line. A great opportunity to get some momentum back after the block punt.
Yeah, and like you said, that penalty really helped them out. It's short field coming up on this drive, so they should really make the best of it.
Hand off to Nelson. He's tackled straight at the line, filling that gap. Mars Hill doing it very well. And on that tackle, Gage Redmond.
Stopped by Mars Hill's 92, Chris Kao.
Chris Kao in there as well. The two backup defensive linemen making their presence felt. Pickup of just one for Nelson. Aside from that big 58-yard run, he's only picked up 8 yards besides that, make it 9. Jones will bring a man in motion. That's Tyzea Eller. Sets up in the slot. Throws to the far side and it's complete. Being able to link up there with Jalen Nixon, his other tight end.
Run out of bounds by Josh
Looks
Dawkins.
like these tight ends are starting to become a safety valve for Jones when he gets pressure in the face.
Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd and 4.
It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 50-yard line, or just shy of it. Two minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter, and Mars Hill's going to jump early. Braves have a free play. Jones will throw it deep down the far side, and it's incomplete. Batted away at the last moment there. Great defensive coverage for Mars Hill. Jonathan Phillips.
Pass is intended for Tyshawn Carter, incomplete. There is a
Hitting it away from Tyshawn Carter. It'll presumably be either a neutral zone infraction or encroachment on Mars Hill.
Jones decided to just go for it, especially like you said. Everybody saw the lines jump off sides. So naturally, when that happens, quarterbacks just go for the long shot because why not? It can't hurt them.
So that brings a first down for the Braves. First down and 10. 1 minute, 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Play action fake, quick hitter, and it's complete. Tyshawn Carter on the slant route picks up the first down and then some.
Carter, wrapped up by 36, Josh Dawkins.
A great catch and way to just release it right there by Josh Jones. Tyshawn Carter snagged the ball out there and tried to make a defender miss, but great job getting the first down by the Braves. It looks like they're really trying to put an emphasis on scoring before the end of the quarter.
First down and 10 again for the Braves. Eric Price comes in motion. Jones fakes the flip to him. Will keep it himself. Gets around the end. Nice little spin move, the pirouette, and tackled out of bounds by Trey Giles.
By 17, Josh Jones, tackled by Trey Giles.
And that's not really something you see every day from Josh Jones, a designed quarterback run and making somebody miss. And he was clearly bigger than the defender. So, you know, sometimes it's not always as easy to take down a quarterback as people might think, especially on that. This was a prime example.
Braves will go Wildcat here. Wildcat quarterback Tyshawn Carter will fake the handoff, keep it himself, makes one defender miss in the backfield, but is quickly gobbled up. Chris Ferdinand on the tackle.
Tackled by number 4. Loss of 2 on play, segment and 12. Up the 23-yard line.
Taken down to near the end of the quarter here in the first. Braves down by 11. Jones back into the shotgun. 5 wide receiver set. Sends Corey West in motion to the near side. Drops back. Quick pass complete to West. Dragged down for a gain of a couple.
Pass is caught by
Bringing
Corey
him down
West.
from Marcel Andreas
Brought
Hill.
down by 23, Jakari Williams.
Jakari Williams also hit him. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
After
with
the
your
first
score,
quarter
Morrisville
break, it'll
14,
be 3rd down and
UNCP
5 for
3.
UNCP. But a disappointing first quarter completing right there for the Braves.
Fans,
Had a
please
couple
direct
of
your attention to the
chances
25-yard
in
line.
Marcel
The
territory, but
Chancellor's
really
Club
can't make
is made
anything
up
of it,
our most
Brian.
loyal donors
Yeah, and
who annually support
this
the
is a
University
game
of
for the
North
Braves to
Carolina
where you feel like
with gifts of at
you
least
have, and
$1,000.
you feel like you can win every game. That's how you want to think of it. But this is a game for the Braves to where you come in feeling confident, saying, hey, let's get our face back after the loss to Lenoir-Rhyne. And, you know,
Fans, please help
that
us
first
thank our
possession, it really
Chancellor's
started,
members
we started to think that they looked like it. The defense played well, offense came down and got 3 points, but a good possession. But since then, it's just been kind of lackadaisical for the Braves. Both the offensive and defensive lines for Pembroke have been getting blown up, and it seems like the size of Mars Hill is really starting to make a difference.
You mentioned that size of Morris Hill. It's been especially prevalent on the defensive line. And that's one thing the Braves will have to try and improve on a little bit, especially considering how last week McKinley Nelson actually ended up rushing for negative yards in the game. So the Braves want to get back into this one. They're only down by 11, still 45 minutes left to go in this one as well. It's going to come down to winning the battle on the offensive line as well as the defensive line and seeing what the Braves can make do, especially with their pass rush. Seeing if they can dial up the pressure on Austin Brown. So start of the second quarter, Braves have 3rd and 5 in the Mars Hill 14. They'll go from the shotgun. Pistol set. Jones takes the snap, lobs it near side, overthrown, tangled up quite a bit there for UNCP. Fahim Diab, or Tamsir Sek, excuse me, was who Josh Jones was trying to link up with. Now bring up 4th down. The Braves will send out the kicking unit again. Alex Alvarado already hit once from 17 yards. And now here will try and hit from 31.
And there's a slightly different receiving change for the Braves. As you said, Tamsir Sek in the game. But usually that would be where Quay 3 resides. Not in the lineup today. And so Sek is getting the start and filling in for that role, but it's definitely a difference, not just in, I don't want to say skill necessarily, but Quay 3 has a noticeable size difference that can really help with jump balls like that, and size just towering really over defenders, to where Sek is about 5'9" and 180, so it really makes a difference.
Alex Alvarado with his second field goal of the game. Makes it a 14-6 ball game now. 14:49 left in the first half. Alvarado will boot it deep here to Mars Hill and Craig Rucker. The Braves have got to be careful. He'll go back deep to return. Mars Hill looking to spark their offense even more now. Dynamic wide receiver will partake in punt and kick returns every so often. Does so here with his squad up by 8.
And Craig Rucker is really the guy they go to when they need a spark in the game, when they feel like things aren't really going the best and he's not really going in terms of where they want him to be on the offensive end.
Rucker makes the catch at the 5, sprints upfield and is clotheslined across the 25-yard line.
That's Amari Bryce Green. Wow. Wow. What a hit.
Rucker got to top speed. He went 0 to 60 in about a second and a half. And if Amari Bryce Green doesn't hit him, he might have had a hole there, but instead, met by the forearm of Bryce Green, and Marcel will take over at their own 26-yard line.
Man, he might feel that in the morning.
Marcel has had 2 possessions, 1 touchdown, 1 3 and out. Touchdown reception to Tyler Ferguson from 41 yards out. Brown takes the snap and will hand it off. Quavian Watkins dances around for a pickup of 1.
Carried by number 32, Jaquavion Watkins.
Second down and 9 for Mars Hill. A couple of substitutions there after Tajay Lyles made the stop. Offset I formation for the line. We'll hand it off. It's Watkins again. Gets to the back of the line of scrimmage. Tries to shuffle step a little bit, but nothing doing. Tajay Lyles again halting Watkins. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Marcel has faced a few 3rd down and longs here in this one, and both times they've elected to run the ball.
Yeah, and you and I have both been confused and wondering what's been going on. And I think honestly the coaches are the only ones that know why. Maybe they're trying to catch these Braves off guard, but now they're going for a pass, which is what they're used to.
Brown dances around, will try and run for it. Not much available to him. Crosses the 30-yard line down to the 31. Tajay Lyles again there to hit him. A couple of tackles for Lyles on this possession. And so Marcel offensive lineman lost his helmet. 4th down and 5 for Marcel. That'll bring out the punter. Tanner Fox, the man to kick it away, does their place kicking and punting duties. Low snap, able to scoop it up and boots it away. It's a sidewinding kick. Takes a Marcel bounce and goes straight to Devin Jones. And after calling the fair catch, he picked it up at the 34-yard line. And since he tried to return it, that's going to be a flag.
Yeah, I think he just, trying to get that ball away from everybody. And then while it was bouncing, just completely forgot he waved it off for a fair catch.
Now we'll push the Braves back to start this possession. Will still be half-decent field position. Push them back 5 yards to the other side of the 30 at the 29-yard line, where the Braves will take over. So it's Mars Hill 14, UNCP 6. Pembroke trying to get their offense going. They've been into the red zone twice, but have had to settle for 2 field goals. Got a change in at quarterback as well. Josh Dale, the backup, comes in and he hands it off to Quad Williams, who somersaults across the 35 to the 36 for a nice positive run. That'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
And great job by those linemen working and working. Quad found the hole, landed on his head.
Josh Dale, the backup to Josh Jones, comes in. Jones went 5 of 10 for 41 yards in the first quarter. Dale, 38 of 66 on the season, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Was the more effective quarterback in last week's loss at Lenoir-Rhyne, throwing for 189 yards and 1 interception. Takes the snap, looks like he's going to throw deep, but instead settles for the underneath route and completes it to Marcus McDonald. That'll be a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great connection, and Dale just sits in the pocket. Great protection by the offensive line. He finds McDonald, who doesn't really get in on the receiving game like that.
McDonald just his 3rd reception of the season. Nearly doubles his yardage output as well. Only had 8 yards on the season. 9-yard completion there. Dale will go back to the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. 1 tailback. He'll give it to the tailback, McKinley Nelson. swallowed up at the line immediately, taking him down. Keon
McKinley
Caesar,
Nelson with the carry.
redshirt sophomore
Stopped by number
out of
96,
Charlotte.
Keon Sagar. And also 51, Trey Smith.
Nothing doing on that run. I'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9.
Just a couple of minutes into this second quarter, the Braves finishing up their season with 2 games here at Grace P. Johnson Stadium. Mars Hill at 2-6, 7th place in the SAC. Trying to win a non-conference matchup. Dale sends a man in motion, Tyshawn Carter. 5 wide receivers. And Dale will try for the shovel pass underneath to Corey West. It falls onto the ground. Mars Hill gets on it. But since it was a forward pass, it'll just be incomplete, which is actually beneficial to the Braves, since that play was probably going to go for a loss anyways.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, watch number 51 follow Corey West. He knew exactly what that play was, and he just read it the whole way. Wow.
Trey Smith, one of the few returners on defense for Mars Hill. They returned just 4 defensive starters this season. It's the leading returning tackler at 62 for the senior out of Merritt Island, Florida. 3rd down and long for the Braves. 4 wide receivers set. Kinley Nelson in the backfield, throws a block. Jones looking downfield, and he'll be picked off. Chris Ferdinand makes the catch for the INT. Ferdinand, his 2nd interception of the season. Looking for Tyshawn Carter, overthrew him. Ferdinand steps in to pick him off, and the first series of the game for Josh Dale does not end well.
All right, fans, it's time.
Excuse me, I was looking for Shamon Hicks on that pass. Either way, Ferdinand picks it off.
Yeah, it looked like Dale stepped up in the pocket and the ball just kind of sailed on him when he was trying to get the pass to Shamon Hicks.
At the very least, he kind of acts like a punt here for the Braves, with no interception return on that one. Mars Hill will take over at the 27-yard line in their own half. Their offense, outside of that 41-yard touchdown reception for Tyler Ferguson, has not done too much, as Brown will fake the handoff, keep it himself. He's got a big hole across the 50, finally taken down at the 45-yard line.
Stopped by 31.
Cam Caldron making the stop for the Braves. But a quarterback keeper for Austin Brown, who can run quite a bit and shows off the wheels here, crossing into UNCP territory and quickly back to the line. This time he'll hand it off to Roberts. Gets swallowed up at the line, and you saw as soon as Brown handed that off, kind of clapped his hands together. He thinks he probably should have kept that one. And a pickup of 1 for the tailback, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, so 2 straight replays. Like you said, Brown took off for that first one and not too much going on the second one. The Braves kind of knew what to look for with the same lineup.
There's a 29-yard scamper for Brown. Now on 2nd and 9, goes to the 4 wide receiver look. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it this time. Finds a wide open Tyler Ferguson. Makes a man miss and dragged out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line by Justin Davis. That's a dynamic Mars Hill offense right there. The triple threat. Here, the handoff to the running back, the run by the quarterback, and instead Brown decides to throw it. A nice completion to Ferguson. Sort of got the touchdown on the day, and they're a 15-yard pickup. Quick out route completed to Javon Harbison. That'll pick up 6 yards there, the 21-yard line. And this Mars Hill offense, the gears are starting to churn. They're starting to click.
Yeah, they're really starting to feel themselves. A whole bunch of out routes, if you notice, are going for decent yardage. And what that does is really get these receivers open and away from their defenders to make something happen.
Brown fakes the handoff and tries to throw it outside of the numbers to Rucker, but bounces it in there. That's incomplete. That's a benefit to the Braves because Rucker had a chance to take on his man one-on-one. Yavil Morris out there. But instead, he'll bring up 3rd and 4 just outside of the red zone for Mars Hill. Already leading 14-6. Block punt for a touchdown and a 41-yard touchdown reception. Brown takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, gets the first down and a little extra across the 10-yard line. They'll spot him at the 12 where his knee touched. Amari Bryce Green finally hauled him to the turf. But Austin Brown showing off the legs on this possession, a 9-yard run. After going for 29 earlier in the drive, now takes the snap, lofts it up to the back of the far corner of the end zone. Incomplete, trying to hook up with Clarington Howard, one of their taller wide receivers, 6 foot 190. Back in the coverage for the Braves, Sean Everett doing a good job knocking that ball away. Just a jump ball, see who wins it. Sean Everett, a junior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Keeps the Lions out of the end zone for now. 2nd down and 10 for Marcel from the 12-yard line. Brown will stay in the shotgun. Man comes in motion. They pitch it to the motion man Rucker inside of the 10 and swallowed up by a gaggle of Braves. Was behind a blocker but ran out of room to the sideline. Now that's the 3rd time the Lions have shown that same play.
Yeah, and they haven't really gotten anything from it every time that they've ran it. The Braves kind of lacking after he comes in motion, but seem to catch up with him, and the defensive back for the Braves are really doing a great job of taking on the blockers and not letting them get pushed too far back behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 6 in the red zone. Marcel is a team 35% on the season in red zone chances, or 43% rather. Brown takes the snap, lobs it up for Coward, and it's intercepted. Sean Everett in the end zone hauls it in, and the Braves get a red zone stop on Everett's 3rd pick of the season. Back-to-back games for him with an INT.
And he read this the whole way.
There is a flag. And it's going to go against Marcel, an eligible receiver downfield. It's declined. The Braves will take over at their 20 on a huge shot to the arm for the Braves. There's Sean Everett pick in the end zone. They went to Clarington Coward on the far side of the field on 1st down. They try it again on 3rd down. Everett wins the battle and the ball.
Yeah, and Sean Everett just wasn't having it at all. He read that play from the start and went up with one hand against Coward and really just brought life to this Braves team, and that's going to help them going forward.
And that's huge for the Braves. If Marcel would have gotten into the end zone, this is a Braves team that has really excelled in coming from behind, especially from big deficits here this season. They fell behind early to Lenore-Rhine last week. This team is at its best when they can get out early and often on the opponent. But here against Marcel, down by 8, that's a very manageable deficit, just a 1-score deficit.
Yeah, it's a touchdown. Like we said earlier, they've been doing a very good job of driving the ball. And so if they can just put everything together on this possession and come up with a score, you don't have to go for 2. If anything, you'll be down by 2 max if you miss the field goal, which is not a bad place to be at all. And this Braves defense, as we saw this last possession, just to bend but don't break. And if they can keep that up and keep that going, and the offense can get something going and put a touchdown on the board, not just points but a touchdown, then they'll be in really good position going into halftime.
Hey, look at the game comparison so far. Pembroke nearly gaining about the same amount of yards as Mars Hill, 120 yards to 150. That was very much the similar thing for most of the game last week against Lenore-Rhine. Obviously, with 52 points, Lenore-Rhine racked up a ton of yards. But through the first portion of the game, the Braves were able to kind of hang in there with Lenore-Rhine offensively. They're doing the same thing here with Mars Hill. 2 red zone trips, but 2 field goals. Now, Josh Jones will be back in at quarterback for the Braves. Takes the snap and a quick out route hitter. That's complete. Linking up with Aaron Whitaker, a redshirt junior on the far side, for a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, and that was just double outs on that far side. And it looked like it was going to be in between the two receivers, so somebody would have had a chance at the ball.
Josh Dale in there for just one series, throws the interception. Josh Jones immediately back in. Will hand it off to McKinley. Nelson finds the hole, scampers forward, picks up the first down, a gain of 4.
And that's what the Braves need. Just keep chipping away, chipping away. You don't need max yardage plays every time you have the ball. 6 yards here, 4 yards here, 5 yards there. If you can just keep chipping away at this Mars Hill defense, you'll tire them out, and then that big play will come.
Jones in this game now 6 of 11 for 48 yards. Dale in his lone drive was 2 of 3 for 6 yards and that interception. Pistol formation. Jones will hand it off to Nelson. Goes around the left end and is going to get pushed out of bounds by Trey Giles for Morris Hill. A flag comes in. Judging by the spot of the flag, it's probably going to be holding.
Yeah, right at the line of scrimmage there.
The Braves already walking backwards themselves. Referees discuss. Our referee, Everett Westfield. Side judge, Jeff McCroskey. Umpire, Jay Crockett. Field judge, Douglas Holler. And here's the judgment from Westfield. It is holding. It'll stay first down for the Braves at least. So back to the 20-yard line. First down and 20 for the Braves. Holding on to Isaiah Eller, the tight end. Jones will throw it quickly and nearly had it picked off. Was trying to get to Tyshawn Carter in the slot for a quick little screen pass.
Yeah, it didn't look like either of them were on the same page. Because Tyshawn Carter went more out, and Jones threw it like he was supposed to be making an in cut, almost like a slant, just behind the line of scrimmage. So a little bit of confusion going on there.
I'll bring up second down and long for the Braves. More than halfway through this second quarter, trailing by 8. Been to the red zone twice, but nothing to show for it yet. Coming off of a loss to Lenore Ryan last week when they did not score a touchdown. Jones takes the snap, looking across the middle, completes it, and then dropped to Corey West, who got wrangled down by his neck.
Pass intended for Corey West, incomplete.
Pearl Robert Joe there to hit him. The safety with a Stone Cold Steve Austin takedown. But it all does the same for Mars Hill, and that'll bring up 3rd and 20 for the Braves. Gonna have to get creative here.
Yeah, right now you might just want to go with a safe play. You don't want anything too crazy to happen. You've already thrown one interception on your last possession, so you want the best field possession for you guys.
Jones lofts it up. He's got a man in the middle of the field. Shaman Hicks wide open, makes the catch, turns and burns. Green grass in front of him. Touchdown Braves. 79 yards for Shaman Hicks.
And here I was saying you wanted a safe play. That was nothing. That was just go for it all play. Wow.
Jones made some time in the pocket. Hicks got lost in coverage, a little bit of zone coverage there from Mars Hill. And Hicks wide open makes the catch and then outruns everybody to the end zone. A huge play for the Braves. 5 plays, 80 yards for the touchdown drive. And now we have the officials talking now. I didn't see a flag thrown.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And I don't see a flag on the field right now. Everett Westfield will look like he was about to hop on the mic to give us a verdict of something. Everybody waiting on Westfield here. He's looking over to the Braves sideline where head coach Shane Richardson's having a discussion.
And it also looks like it's looking like the touchdown is going to count because the Braves' offense is still on the field and looks like they want to go for 2.
So we get no official word yet. So it was a penalty on Mars Hill, actually.
Yeah, an eligible man on the field.
And my bet is what Shane Richardson was asking, if that penalty can be applied to the point after. He can maybe pick up a yard or something to potentially make this 2-point try a little bit easier. We'll go with a pistol set in the backfield. Almost a full house look. Jones takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolling out to his right. Man all around him, throws to the back of the end zone.
Wow.
Complete. What a catch. Aaron Whitaker caps off the 79-yard touchdown pass with a 2-point conversion in. We're all tied up at 14 here in the second quarter.
You want to talk about 2 straight plays that have just complete success for the Braves? Wow, Jones just barely outruns the linebacker and fires it in there. I didn't think Whitaker was going to get it. It didn't look like it, but man, what a beautiful diving grab.
That's how you get back into a ball game like this and tie it up. 14 all the score, 6:02 left to go in the first half. And at first in the first quarter, it ended 14-3 with only 1 offensive touchdown, the blocked punt, the other touchdown. But now here in the second quarter, starting to see a little bit more offensive output. And this time it's the Braves who have won this quarter so far, 11-0 to tie the score. And now we'll kick it deep to Mars Hill. Tyler Ferguson back deep to return now for Mars Hill after Craig Rucker had done the returning last time. It's a short kick, caught at the 9-yard line. Ferguson across the 20, cuts to the outside, nearly springs out of a tackle, but able to drag him down there for UNCP, Luke Brooks. I saw a funny interaction on Twitter earlier this week, or it was actually yesterday, between Josh Sheridan and the local writer for the Robisonian, Jonathan Bibb. Apparently, Sheridan and Brooks had a little bet between their both local players, between their high school alma maters, Purnell Sweat, and the other name of the high school escapes me right now, unfortunately. But either way, Sheridan's alma mater won, so Brooks is going to have to wear the colors of that school for Sheridan. This one of the captains of the team, making sure his presence is felt. We again see Brown scrambling. Past couple of drives, he's really been on the run lately.
Yeah, and the Braves are starting to get pressure finally on this Mars Hill offense, but you know, it's kind of hard to do, and it's kind of deflating when you get pressure and the quarterback runs.
Swing pass to Roberts, nobody in front of him, able to pick up the first down easily. Out to the 40-yard line, scampers out of bounds right there for the first down. And back to Brown's running. 5 attempts, 49 yards, 29 of those coming on one run, but he's easily been the best rusher for Mars Hill in this game as we tick down closer to 5 minutes in a tie game. Mars Hill in white jerseys, royal blue pants. Brown will hand it off. Roberts trucking ahead across the 45, game tackled at the 47. The Braves wearing the alternate special yellow uniform tops, black pants, and the phenomenal yellow and black striped socks in honor of American Indian Heritage Day here at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. Great way to honor what this school is all about, where the school was founded. Honoring not just the local Lumbee tribe, but all American Indian tribes. Brown pump fakes, tries to throw it deep, but overthrown out of bounds. Now bring up 3rd down and short, 3rd and 3.
And you were speaking on the celebration of the day, pretty much, and the Braves have had different festivities and different celebrations and rituals and routines from the Lumbee tribe going on for this game. They opened up this game with a bit of their history.
3rd and short for Morris Hill on the day. They're just 1 of 5. Rucker comes in motion. Brown fakes the give to him. He's going to throw down the sideline. Catch made. Ty Snelson, the tight end. Across the 30, tackle to the 25 by Devin Jones. A flag came in. Octavius McLaurin is making sure with his hands he's pointing that that's going to go against Morris Hill. And Morris Hill backing up. That will be a holding penalty called on them. So make it 3rd down and 13, backing up 10 yards after the big play to Snelson. Instead, the hold on a 3rd down and 13 try.
Yeah, and like you said, that was a big play. That would have really taken them to where they want to be and restarted this offense. And instead, they get a holding call and 10 yards back. And instead of 1st and 10 around the Braves 25, it's now 3rd and 13 at their own 36-yard line.
Lions clear out the backfield. Brown drops back. Feeling pressure, lobs it and through the hands for Mars Hill. Luke Grant would have been well short of the 1st down. A yellow jersey swarming to him. But man, that hurts if you're a Morris Hill fan. Had a big play, a 1st down. Instead, they're going to have to punt it away. Tanner Fox on to kick it deep, the sophomore. Devin Jones back to return. The 24-yard line in UNCP territory. Oh, rugby-style kick. It's a line drive. Oh, bounce down the 26 and roll inside of the 20, down by Morris Hill at the 19-yard line. So a nice kick there by Fox. Shift field possession just a little bit, going from the Morris Hill 37 to the Braves 19-yard line. So upon a 43 yards, it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Braves after that huge play to Shaman Hicks. Some of the Braves have been lacking last week, and then in today's game, that real big play. They got one early from McKinley Nelson, but couldn't punch it in for the touchdown. There, Hicks waltzes in for the score. We'll see what the Braves have on tap now. Jones stays in that quarterback. Drops back. He's going to look long again. Near side, Marcus McDonald. But throws it out of bounds. So no chance for McDonald to haul that one in. 2nd and 10, but a nice sign to see Jones expanding the field.
Yeah, and the ball's put on that far hash, and he tossed it way beyond the numbers to our near side. But you're definitely right. Good job seeing him open the field, spreading the field. I think it's very important for UNCP to show that they can spread the ball around, not just run the ball or pass to one specific person, but to know that everybody is a possible threat.
Fahim Diab, the tight end, in as the slot receiver. Jones takes the snap, will hand it off to McKinley Nelson. It's across the line of scrimmage and met by Morris Hill. Tries to turn his back to him and power forward, but Jakari Williams stops him. Gain of just 3 will be 3rd and 7 for the Braves. Just 2 of 7 on the afternoon in 3rd down tries.
And Nelson had to come running off the field. It looked like his helmet came off, I guess, at the bottom of the pile.
Braves will spread the field with 5 wide receivers. Jones will throw it for a quick hitter to Tyshawn Carter, makes the catch. It'll come up short of the 1st down. He needed to get to about the 30.5-yard line. Nobody got a block there on Denzel Patton, it looked like. Was able to come in and make that tackle. So the Braves will punt it away. Isaac Parks in to give it the boot. Back deep for Mars Hill, Javon Harbison. Parks takes the snap. It's a high spiraling kick. Harbison will make the catch at the 25. Darts around to the left, but is taken down. Devin Jones does his opposite number and brings them down for no return. Mars Hill will start at the 25.
Yeah, and you want to talk about shoestring tackle. That was quite the shoestring tackle by Devin Jones. And, you know, he's made such a fantastic impact on both sides, on special teams in general today, not just with that tackle, because it looked like if he would have gotten free, he had some field out in front of him. But also with kick return and punt return, he's done pretty well in the receiving game.
Minute 57 for Mars Hill to work with here in the first half. Brown will take the snap, throws it over the middle, able to break out of a tackle as Ferguson, but finally tripped up and falls out of bounds across the 30-yard line down to the 33. Clock will stop at 1:49. It'll be second down and short. 2nd and 2 on the 8-yard completion. Mars Hill has all 3 timeouts. With the way their offense moves, they move at a pretty rapid-fire pace. They've got ample time and opportunity to try and put a scoring drive together.
Yeah, and with 1:49 left on the clock, that's plenty of time for this offense to move.
Craig Rucker, the running back, will come out of the backfield and receive the pass. Tries to juke out of a tackle, but able to knock him down. Justin Davis, right at the yard to gain, or line to gain rather, and they'll give him the first down. So a gain of 3 for Rucker, a first down for Mars Hill.
Justin Davis has really come into his own, picking up that free safety spot since Bakembe Kearney got hurt.
Brown drops back to pass. He's going to look deep down the middle of the field for Rucker. He makes the catch. He was blanketed in double or triple coverage. But one Brave stumbled. Another tried to swat it away unsuccessfully. He makes the catch. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage. Mars Hill's already gone up to where Rucker made the catch. And it's going to be roughing the passer against the Braves. So tack on 15 more yards to the end of that play. Complete down to the 35, or complete down to the Braves' 32-yard line. A huge completion there for Mars Hill.
Wow, and you know, I personally didn't think that was the best throw from Austin Brown, but the way things turned out, looks like that was the best possible outcome that they could have had. And as of Craig Rucker, wow is all you can say. He just showed why he has as many yards as he does and why he has 13 receiving touchdowns.
33-yard completion. Brown with a quick outside throw, able to link up with Clarington Cowart, tries to break out of a tackle, but is hauled down quickly. Able to get down to the 9-yard line, a pickup of 8. 1 minute, 9 seconds left to go here in the first half. With Mars Hill down in the red zone. Last time they were down here, Austin Brown threw his 9th interception of the season on a jump ball to Cowart, which Sean Everett picked off. Brown will go under center, hands it off to Roberts, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Devin Higgins took out his legs, able to fall forward, pick up a couple, gets to the first down.
And if you're the Braves, a defensive stop here would be huge going into halftime. Even if they only come up with 3 points, that's way better than scoring a touchdown going to halftime. A touchdown can really deflate a defense or gain momentum for the offense of Mars Hill.
So timeout taken by Mars Hill. That's their first of the half. Pembroke has 3 timeouts left. Mars Hill has 2. This is a big spot in the game right now because Mars Hill, they're going to be, UNCP is going to be receiving the kick at the start of the second half. So to be able to start that half either down by 3 or in a tie game would be the most preferable situation, obviously. That's going to be hard to do right here. They've stopped them once in the red zone. What do they need to do again to come up with that stop?
They've been bending, but not necessarily breaking this whole game. But I think now you need to put your foot down. You need to do your absolute best to stuff the run. And Marshall hasn't really been doing too much running, but you have to make sure that you keep an eye on these receivers, especially Craig Rucker, Tyler Ferguson, Cowart, and really, because they're all versatile receivers. They can run and catch the ball. So make sure you have an eye on them and try to prevent as much as you can.
Hand off to Christopher Roberts, the tailback. It's going to be stopped at the 3-yard line by the Braves.
Christopher Roberts with the carry.
Josh Manns, Justin Davis in there to push him back. And another timeout going to be called by Morris Hill. And if you're Morris Hill right now, actually, you got to be careful. 54 seconds isn't a whole lot of time. Still got a couple more plays to run. It's second down and goal to go, needing 3 yards. But you could potentially be leaving the Braves with a relatively good amount of time.
Yeah, and the Braves aren't really a team to be known to score in seconds. But, you know, crazier things have happened. And with that, the Braves have 3 timeouts as well. So they could easily take, say, 30 seconds left on the clock, and we could still be here for 5 minutes. 5 minutes longer than what the game clock says.
Second down and goal to go for Mars Hill. Running back will be Christopher Roberts. 7 rushes for 23 yards here in this game. Lined up to the left of the quarterback, Brown. Takes the snap, rolls out to his left, going to throw to the back of the end zone, tipped, popped up in the air. Coming down with it is Harbison. Did he have his feet in? He did! You've got to be kidding me. What a grab for Harbison. Was batted up into the air, juggled it himself, and kept his feet in bounds with a toe tap.
Wow.
Good gracious. Harbison, his first touchdown of the season, and boy, was it a beaut.
You want to talk about unfortunate events. Man, the Braves got their hand on that ball, and just great concentration by Harbison to pull that in and get the feet down.
Extra point up, away, and good.
46 seconds remaining in the first half. Morris Hill.
I have no idea how Harbison stayed with that pass after it got tipped, let alone to again get a hand on it, but to have the presence of mind to tip it up to himself and then make the catch, all while keeping a little toe drag as well.
Yeah.
Man, unlucky break for the Braves, but they're going to have 46 seconds and 3 timeouts to work with before we go to halftime. And boy, would it be a huge boost to the Braves, getting a quick touchdown, then getting the ball back to start the second half. That's a lot to ask for an offense that has not really turned into too many big plays this season. Biggest play of this game was the touchdown pass to Shaman Hicks. McKinley Nelson with that big 58-yard run as well. And Hicks has a chance. Picked up 100 receiving yards last week. He's actually the first Brave this season to have more than 100 receiving yards in a game. So he has a chance to go back-to-back in that category now. Marcel will kick it away. McKinley Nelson back there to receive for the Braves. Tyreek Ramsor joins him back there. Steven Sanchez will kick it away. Braves have had good starting field position all game. See if we can get it one more time before the halfway point, trailing by a touchdown. Sanchez's boot sends Nelson back inside of the 5-yard line, makes the catch, gets across the 20, across the 25, makes a man miss, out to the 35-yard line to the 40, crosses midfield, and finally brought down by Harbison, shy of the 45-yard line of Mars Hill. That's the big play that UNCP needed.
Yeah, and look at this return. I didn't think he would get that, especially running back to take the kickoff. But, man, it just outruns, looks like number 12, Michael Fernie. And Harbison caught up with him, but not before he could get to their own 46-yard line. So
a great chance for the Braves here to put up some points before halftime. Josh Dale in at quarterback now for the Braves. Throws a quick out route and completes it. Hauled across just to the first down marker. That's Tyshawn Carter. We're going to give him the first down. That'll stop the clock as well as they move the chains and place the ball. Down to the 36-yard line now. 10-yard completion to Carter.
And I think this is a very smart QB change by the Braves to have Dale in, who's clearly more mobile than Jones.
Dale scrambles out of the pocket. He's going to look to the end zone, and he's going to be picked off for the second time today. Underthrew his intended target. That was Corey West. Coming away with the ball there for Mars Hill, Carl Robertjo, his second interception of the season, and that's a backbreaker for the Braves. Marcel most likely, I imagine, just run out the clock, but they still have 2 timeouts, or 1 timeout remaining, so you never know. But Jones trying to throw on the run for Corey West on the in the end zone, just did not get enough mustard on it.
Yeah, in a situation like that, trying to score a touchdown or trying to put some points on the board at least going to halftime, you got to pull that out and just run with it or throw the ball away. You're out of the pocket, so it wouldn't have been a flag.
Brown hands it off to Roberts, shifts around the right end and is tackled after a pickup of 3. Cam Cauldron in on the stop. Marcel gets back to the line quickly, but inside of 5 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. They're going to jog back to the locker room with a 7-point lead as we go to half. For the Braves, they were able to tie it back up at 14. Marcel takes the lead with a late touchdown and probable reception to Harbison. And when it looked like the Braves were possibly driving to put some points up on the board right before halftime, interception by Josh Dale, his second of the game, thwarts any idea of that. So we'll go ahead and take a little break and be back for the second half of action after 30 minutes. It's Mars Hill 21, UNCP 14, here on the UNCP Sports Network. Welcome back to Grace P. Johnson Stadium alongside Bryant Reed, Sam Jelinek here for the second half of action. We had a fun-filled and action-packed first half, but Marcel takes the lead into the second half, 21-14. They scored on a phenomenal juggling, tapping into himself catch for Javon Harbison. Also a long touchdown pass to Tyler Ferguson and a blocked punt. It ended up in the end zone, recovered by Marcel for the touchdown. But the Braves have battled back. They tied the game at 14 thanks to a 2-point conversion after a 79-yard Shaman Hicks touchdown grab. And the Braves looking to get back at it. They'll receive the kick here in the second half. Brian, a lot of good things going for this UNCP offense as well as their defense.
And you're definitely right about that. This offense has been moving the ball pretty well. There have been a few games to where we see they just struggle both passing and running the ball, but this time they've been moving the ball pretty well down the field. They've had some scoring opportunities, but 2 interceptions thrown by Joshua Dale and also a missed opportunity to finish a possession with a touchdown after a 57 run by McKinley Nelson kind of hindered them on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, I've been saying for the whole first half, it's just been a bend but don't break defense. They've been playing pretty well. Mars Hill has gotten some big plays, but only 2 touchdowns from Mars Hill's offensive side of the ball. Like you said, they also had a punt block that got recovered for a touchdown. But outside of that, the defense has an interception by Sean Everett, and they've started to get pressure on Austin Brown, who's quarterbacking this Mars Hill offense. And the most important thing is that they've kept Craig Rucker at bay. He does not have too much going on for him in terms of receiving. Only 54 yards on 6 receptions, and a lot of those have just been, just quick hitters to him. So great job by the Pembroke offense and defense.
Pooch kick here for Steven Sanchez and Mars Hill, received by the up back and pushed across the 40-yard line. So a nice job there for UNCP. It's Dylan Hodges who makes the catch and runs forward the fullback. A flag comes in late for that short kick by Sanchez, most likely because McKinley Nelson had a huge kick return at the end of the second half, or end of the second quarter rather, brought it across the 50-yard line. So trying to stay away from Nelson there, but instead the Braves still get possession at the 40-yard line.
Face mask.
It's going to be a face mask call against Mars Hill, so tack on 15 more yards for the Braves, and they're going to start in Mars Hill territory at the 45-yard line. Just an absolutely perfect way for the Braves to start the second half.
Yeah, for the Braves, they've had pretty good field position. They've started at their own 50. They have started at their own 20 off of an interception. And honestly, they have not started anywhere inside of the 20 with all of their possessions. And to start the second half in Mars Hill territory is just perfect for them.
Josh Jones back in at quarterback after Joshua Dale threw that interception that basically ended the first half. Will fake the handoff, bootleg to his right, looking to throw, but will tuck it under and duck out of bounds. A pickup of 1 yard on the keeper.
Yeah, and just nothing working for him there on the rollout. Had some pressure and couldn't find anybody coming across the middle or towards that near sideline.
Jones in the first half, 8 of 16, 127 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Dale was 3 of 5, 16 yards, but his 2 incompletions, 2 interceptions. Jones will go from the pistol here. McKinley Nelson, the tailback. Sends a man in motion. That's the fullback, Sam Vines. They'll give it to Nelson. Finds a hole through the right side, but dragged down by his leg, Trey Smith, the middle linebacker, hauling him down. Smith had 9 tackles last week, having another solid performance here in this one for Mars Hill. We're going to have 3rd down and 8 for the Braves. They went 2 of 8 in 3rd down tries in the first half. Tested here in Mars Hill territory after the kick return plus the face mask. I'll go with 4 wide receivers. Nelson, the running back. will stay in the block. Jones drops back and throws, trying to hook up with Shamon Hicks. Throw out of his reach. Carl Robert Joe in on the coverage. That brings up 4th down. The punt unit comes out for the Braves. A disappointing drive after the prime starting field position.
Yeah, it just looked like on that pass attempt, Jones got some pressure in his face, couldn't really get it to Hicks, but also, you know, if you're Hicks, you have to make a little bit more effort to try and get open for your quarterback, especially when you see that he's under pressure.
Harbison back to return the kick from Parks. Takes the snap, boots it away, end over end punt. Harbison calls for the fair catch inside of his own 10 and makes the catch at his own 6-yard line, but a flag thrown on the near sideline in front of the Braves. So I believe it was Corey West who took out Jonathan Phillips, or excuse me, Eric Price took out Jonathan Phillips. I think he might get flagged for it. It's been a chippy game in this one. After pinning Mars Hill inside of their own 10 with the punt, it might be gifted better field position.
Oh, they called holding.
It's
Interesting.
going to be holding against Mars Hill instead on Jonathan Phillips. It looked like at first the Price had kind of blindside hit and taken down Phillips to the ground, but evidently they're going to rule that Price was dragged down to the ground by Phillips on a hold, so push Mars Hill back even further inside of their own 5. They'll start at the 4, or at the 3-yard line, excuse me.
And you know what it could have been is that what took them down to the ground was legal, but the Mars Hill defender probably didn't let Price get up, and that's where the holding comes into play.
So with their heels on the end zone, Mars Hill will hand it off and get pushed back. Forward progress. I'll get them to the 2-yard line, or technically line of scrimmage. That's negative progress. Dominique Davis pushing the pile back. Christopher Roberts on the carry. Loss of 1. Back to the 2-yard line. 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, for the Braves defense, this would be absolutely stellar for them if they could just get this stop, hold them to the goal line, and not allow a 1st down, because once Mars Hill gets out of that territory, then they have a lot more room to work with.
Brown under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Far sideline for Rucker, elevates, can't make the catch. Met in midair by Josh Manns. The safety for UNCP. Mars Hill's sideline was absolutely livid that they didn't get a pass interference call.
Yeah, Manns didn't even look like he saw the ball. He just kind of went for Rucker whenever he jumped in the air. And I am surprised that it wasn't a pass interference call.
It'll be 3rd down and 11 for Mars Hill. The shadow of their own end zone. They went deep on 2nd down, so they're willing to pass here with limited space to work. Go from under center with 2 wide receivers. Play action fake, again looking for Rucker down the sideline, overthrown. Flag comes out.
It might be on the sideline.
Mars Hill has already been flagged once for a sideline infraction in this game. Head down to the referee for this game, Everett Westfield, for the call.
No foul.
So there's going to be no foul on the play instead. They'll pick up the flag, and Mars Hill will punt from their own end zone. We've seen 1 punt blocked in the game already. That was Isaac Parks of Pembroke getting his punt blocked back into the end zone, recovered for a touchdown. And now with his heels on the back of the end zone, Tanner Fox will try and boot it deep. Braves will have great starting field position again. Devin Jones at the 39 of Mars Hill back to return.
And Fox averages about 30 yards a punt, so you might think, why was Jones so far up? But you know, that's why the punts aren't really going anywhere, as you can see with the return getting to the Mars Hill 30-yard line.
Yeah, fielded it on 1 hop, able to scamper forward a little bit. The Braves will start from the 30. after they started inside of the 50 on their first possession. Actually mark him down at the 29-yard line. Josh Jones will take over there. Go from the shotgun with McKinley Nelson joining him in the backfield. Mars Hill shows a 4-man front. That's going to be a false start on the right tackle for the Braves, as Ruben Willis jumped early. Willis, the freshman out of Fayetteville, this is a very young offensive line for UNCP, and it doesn't help as well. Dylan Best, their starting center, one of the more tenured guys on the line as well, is out. In his place, Timon McMillan, getting his first start of the year at center. So back the Braves up to the 34-yard line, 1st and 15. Handoff Nelson, or excuse me, Jones is going to keep it, get around the left end, down by the 30. Markham out of bounds at the 26-yard line, or 27.
And that was just a read play by Josh Jones, not a design keeper, and really just read the end on that. And he saw that the end was going with Nelson, and that's where the ball's been going for the majority of the game. Josh Jones never usually has a designed run play, so way to pick up a few yards. Second manageable coming into this next snap.
2nd and 8, a pickup of 7 for Jones. Quad Williams checks in as the tailback now. Marcel shows pressure, here they come. Jones gets rid of it, able to complete it there right in front of the sideline for Shaman Hicks to the 25-yard line. Just a gain of 2 in the first half. Hicks only had the 1 reception for 79 yards and a touchdown. So now 2 receptions on the game, 81 yards, 3rd and 6. They are in Alex Alvarado's field goal range. He's driven 2 through the uprights today, but on the season has had a little bit of trouble. 6 of 12 in tries. 4 wide out set for Jones, takes the snap and drops back. Looking across the middle, he'll scramble out to his left, avoids the sack, now back into the middle of the field. He's going to be taken down. Deshaun Goings able to plant Jones down, and he's limping a little bit off the field. He'll be okay, but sacked back at the 35-yard line, and that's going to push the Braves out of field goal range. A huge sack there for Mars Hill, their 2nd sack of the day, and 1st of the year for Goings, the converted offensive lineman.
Yeah, and Josh Jones was kind of scrambling around, and when he turned back to go into the middle of the field, just ran right into the body of Keon Caesar, number 96 for the Lions, and Goins just finished it off.
High punt for Parks. Harbison calls for the fair catch and is going to let it drop, and a great job by the Braves punt team to down it inside of the 2-yard line. They'll mark them up at the 3. Or actually ahead to the 4 is where they're going to say it was first touched. So a great job by Isaac Parks getting enough loft on that punt to allow his gunners to get downfield, get underneath that ball, and plant it down at the 4. So again, Mars Hill started the last drive at their own 3. They'll start this one at the 4. Threw the ball a couple of times on their last possession. See if they'll go with a more run-oriented offense here. First play, it is a handoff to Christopher Roberts, the tailback. Crosses the line of scrimmage and is able to push forward all the way up to the 8-yard line. So a gain of 4 on the play.
And a much better start for Mars Hill than last possession when they were in their own territory. Couldn't really get any yards whatsoever. But to be 2nd and about 5, it's a good yard for them.
Play action fake for Brown, looking for Rucker.
Wow.
And the ball's going to end up being picked off for the Braves. Rucker had it in his hands, but it's pried loose for the Braves. Coming down with it to Tyreek Ramsor, the second interception of the game for Mars Hill. It looked like Rucker had his mitts on that ball, but Ramsor comes in, pries it loose, stays in bounds. Otherwise, that would have been a huge play for Mars Hill. Just cut off the route.
Yeah, you want to talk about fighting for a ball? Ramsor does exactly that. Just undercuts the ball thrown to Rucker and just absolutely takes it away.
That was a great play by Ramsor, a little bit dangerous in that, if he doesn't come away with that ball, Rucker probably could have turned and burned down the sideline.
Yeah.
But instead, normally when you talk about jumping a route, talking about a slant route over the middle of the field, right there, Ramsor doesn't really jump the route, he jumps the throw.
Yeah.
He's able to cut inside of Rucker, and that's not something you normally see. Craig Rucker, an All-American wide receiver, he's pretty good at boxing out. He's not too big of a guy. He only stands about 5'9". But Ramsor, with his first interception of the season, the Braves pick off Austin Brown for the second time today. A huge interception, and they'll take over at the 29-yard line. So their offense has operated this entire second half from Mars Hill's end of the field.
Yeah, and, for the Braves offense, they've got to get going. They have had 2 possessions now that they have started on the Mars Hill end of the field. This will be the 3rd straight possession after halftime. And so, we're not even 6 minutes into this quarter, and you've had you're about to have your 3rd possession on Mars Hill's side of the field, and you have to come away with points. You can't have a turnover or a punt. You're down by 7, and right now defense is doing everything they can to keep you on the field and to make sure that this team has a good chance of winning.
Jones from the shotgun. Hands it off to Nelson, finds a hole and is flipped over down to the 27-yard line, able to pick up 2 yards on the carry. Nelson got upended right there by Jakari Williams.
Yeah, it's always nice to see the runner and defender both come up safe when you see something like that, because usually the defender leads with his head and the runner does a flip like that, and it can be kind of nerve-wracking.
Pistol set here for the Braves, 2 or 3 wide receivers. Marcel showing pressure, they'll bring the blitz, and Jones hands it off to Nelson, enters into the swarm and pushes ahead down to the 24-yard line. 3 more yards on the play, 3rd down and 5 coming up. Braves have yet to pick up a 3rd down conversion in the second half. 2 of 10 in the game. 0 for 2 in this half. Entering inside of Alex Alvarado's field goal range. The Braves want to get a touchdown, try and tie this game back up, trailing by 7. Halfway through this 3rd quarter. Stay from the pistol. Jones takes the snap, hands it off to Nelson, and he's met at the line. Mars Hill's defensive line pushes him back. In there to stop him, Chris Ferdinand. The outside linebacker hits him and brings him down. Senior out of Homestead, Florida, to make the tackle. No gain on the play, actually lost a yard back to the 25. The Braves will send on the field goal unit here, Alvarado, to try and boot it through. It's going to be a 42-yard try.
Yeah, if you're the Braves, whether you make or miss this, you really have to hope this doesn't come back to bite you.
Snap good, hold good, the kick away from Alvarado, and it is no good, wide right.
The kick is no good.
Alvarado misses for the 7th time this season, and the Braves turned away scoreless for the 3rd straight possession to start the second half, still down by a touchdown.
And this doesn't necessarily hurt you if you're the Braves, because the field position, the ball's on the 25. It's just like you return to kickoff, but you don't come away with any points. And seeing this after the amazing field possession that you've had is kind of
disheartening for the Braves, not just offense, but the team in general.
Brown takes the snap, fakes the end around to Rucker, and completes it across the middle. A huge pickup there for Tyler Ferguson. He's had a huge game, the touchdown reception from 41 yards, and this time taking it all the way down to the UNCP 40 for a pickup of 35 yards. Just beat his man Trayvon Gibson. Was off to the races for a huge gain. So Mars Hill into UNCP territory for the first time this half. Rucker comes in motion, fake the handoff to him, and instead give it to Roberts. Bursts up the middle. He's going to have a first down, crosses the 30, and finally his momentum stopped at the 27.
Yeah, and this is exactly why for the Braves, you can't afford to not score and take advantage of opportunities, because as we're seeing right now, Mars Hill will take their opportunity that they have and make the absolute most of it.
Javon Harbison comes to the bottom of the screen, caught the last touchdown from Mars Hill with that bobbling, juggling catch in the back of the end zone. Rucker, the slot receiver at the top of the screen. They're going to fake it to him, throw it deep, dive, no good. Trying to come down with it. Looked like it was Ferguson.
Pass intended for Tyler Ferguson, incomplete.
Already one touchdown on the game. That was a nice play design there for Mars Hill. Fake the bubble screen to Rucker. See if Ferguson can slip up the side of the field for a score. I'll bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, and they almost had him. Good pump fake by Brown, and maybe a little bit shorter, and Ferguson would have come up with that.
They hand it off to Robert, slips through an arm tackle, and will be hauled down to the turf by Colton Weeks at the 21-yard line. Third down and 4 for Mars Hill. Just outside of the red zone. Just 1 of 8 on third downs this afternoon. The Braves have to keep it that way. They're going to try and keep Mars Hill off the board here. Already down by 1 score. As the play clock ticks down, Mars Hill's going to have to take a timeout. So far it's been a relatively offensive game, but compare this to the meeting last year between these two squads. It was the first time the Braves and the Lions had met, and UNCP ended up losing that game. It was an absolutely humongous offensive outburst for both sides. Mars Hill ended up winning that game 56-44. That was played at Mars Hill. Keyshawn Taylor, the All-American wide receiver for Mars Hill, who Craig Rucker supplanted this year after he graduated, had 4 touchdown receptions that tied a school record. A school record that stood up until this year when Craig Rucker broke that when he went for 5 touchdowns against Limestone. Also in that game, quarterback David Salmon threw 6 touchdown passes. That tied a school record as well. So some big offense last time. This time it's been a little bit more subdued. A 21-14 game, a 3rd and 4 for Mars Hill at the 21. Braves needing a big stop, trying to force a field goal. Tyler Ferguson with his latest reception. Pushed him to 100 yards in the game, 4 receptions, 100 yards and a touchdown. And right before the snap, looked like Brandon Berridge might have jumped. Flag comes out. It's going to be a false start against him. It was a preseason first-team all-SAC selection. The senior out of Sophia, North Carolina. I'll back up Mars Hill 5 yards, 3rd down and 9. At the 31-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. Takes the snap, a little out route there to Rucker, and he's going to be tackled down. Great job by UNCP. Coming in to haul him down was Cam Caldron. Strucker was in some open space, but closing quickly was Caldron as well as Trayvon Gibson. And Mars Hill, they're not, at least for now, going to kick the field goal. They're going to go for it. They're one of the most aggressive teams in the SAC in terms of going on it for fourth down. 13 of 28 this season, 46% success rate. 4th and 11. Drops back, throws in the middle of the field, and it's gonna be caught by Harbison.
Wow. You want to talk about a catch? As well as Austin Brown standing in there with pressure from Tyler Hinton. Wow, what a throw, what a grab.
With Justin Davis all over his back, Harbison able to hold on to it. Gets the first down, and now back to the line quickly. Fake the handoff, looking to throw Brown into the end zone, touchdown. Ferguson for his second of the day. Or, excuse me.
Tyler Ferguson for a Mars Hill touchdown.
No, that was Tyler Ferguson. Got it right the first time. Ferguson, his second touchdown of the game. And as another flag flies after the play, some jawing going on between the Braves and the Lions, with Mars Hill now up by 13.
Yeah, there's been a few penalties this game that have come after the play. So there's not too much friendliness going on. Seems to be a little bit of bad blood.
All the referees, umpires, line judge, everybody in to discuss what's going to happen here. Possibly offsetting personal fouls. Looks like they're sending an umpire over to talk with head coach Shane Richardson. There are 2 flags down on the field. It's the line judge talking it over. The linesman, Brian Chandler, talking with head coach Shane Richardson.
And this is quite lengthy.
I think what they might be asking Richardson is the penalty is going to go against Mars Hills if he wants it enforced on the point after or on the ensuing kickoff. So that's an unsportsmanlike on the left tackle, Brandon Barrage. Coach Richardson's going to elect to enforce one of those penalties on the kickoff and one of those on the point after. That's what was taking so long. Can't ever say I've really seen that before.
Yeah, no, best of both worlds. And the reason why he can do that, enforce one on the kickoff and one on the extra point, is because one happened during the play and another happened after the play. So after the play is a completely different situation than what happens during the play.
So they'll back up the extra point here. They haven't moved the ball yet. They're going to mark off the yardage now. It'll be 15 extra yards for place kicker Tanner Fox to try and boot it through. So instead of the normal 17-yard try, they'll end up kicking it from the 17 for a 34-yard point after. Something closer to the NFL-style point after try. So here's Fox. Point after up. And it is no good wide right. A big break for the Braves. It'll be a 13-point deficit for them now. They'll also get good starting field position after they push Marcel back on the kickoff.
Again, you know, 13-point deficit, it doesn't really affect the score that much. But, you know, in the long run, it could help down by 2 touchdowns. If the Braves score 2 touchdowns without allowing a score, then they could possibly be up by 1. And you never know how things could come into play later on in the game.
Mars Hill has had trouble with the starting field position that they've been giving Pembroke all game long. In this half, the Braves have started all 3 of their possessions from inside of Mars Hill's own half. And they'll be kicking off all the way from their own 20-yard line. McKinley Nelson's already had a big kick return of 51 yards. Him and Ramsour will be back inside of the 25, about the 24 of the Braves, with Sanchez to kick it away from his own 20. Braves down by 13 here. Unsuccessful on the field goal try, their last possession. Trying for a little jolt to offense with a good starting field position here. 4 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sanchez's boot, he's going to line drive, sending Nelson all the way back to the 15. Steadies his feet and comes upfield across the 35, finds a hole across the 40 and brought down at the 43.
McKinley Nelson with the kickoff return. Tackled by Mars Hill's 26, Davon Johnson.
Davon Johnson to grab him down by the ankles and stop that return. But once again, good field position for the Braves, but you've been saying, you know, it doesn't matter all too much where the Braves start if they can't move the ball.
Exactly, and you know you have to find something going. You did pretty well in the first half of moving the ball at both little points, and at the end of the day, you don't even get the chance to put up points if you can't move the ball.
Hand off to Quad Williams around the right end, finds a seam across the 50, and game tackled at the 45-yard line, but a flag out after the tackle made by Jonathan Phillips. Flag back to the line of scrimmage, could very well be holding. The Braves are walking back that way.
Yeah, right as Quad Williams started to round the corner.
Holding on Ruben Willis. Still this young offensive line. From left to right, Baldwin, redshirt sophomore. Varga, freshman. McMillan, redshirt sophomore. King, redshirt sophomore. Willis, freshman. This is a group still trying to learn to work together. 1st and 15 for the Braves after the penalty. Spread things out with 4 wide receivers. Marcel rushes for. Jones drops back, fires a dart, and links up with Corey West, makes the catch. No extra yardage on that play. Out to the 37-yard line. So pick up a 4 on the play. Or pick up a 5 on the play, so 2nd and 15 was 1st down and 20 rather, not 1st and 15. So 2nd and 15 here after the 5-yard completion. Clock dwindles under 4 minutes. Josh Jones trying to get something going for the Braves. Gets rid of it quickly, bobbled and then dropped by Tyshawn Carter on his back.
Pass intended for Tyshawn
Jonathan
Carter.
Phillips for Mars Hill in the coverage. It was nearly really unfortunate for the Braves, almost picked off with Trey Smith, the middle linebacker, coming over to nearly pick that ball off from the air. Instead, it's 3rd and long for the Braves, still unsuccessful on a 3rd down this half. We'll need a lot of yardage to do it here. Spread it out, empty the backfield with 5 wide receivers. Jones gets rid of it quickly, gets Corey West, and he is wrangled down at the 45-yard line.
Pass is complete to Corey West. Tackled by Mars Hill 15, Carl.
The Braves are punting again.
Braves will have to boot this away here. Had 4 possessions in the second half, 3 have ended in punts, 1 in a missed field goal. 4th and 8, a pickup of 7 for West. And Parks, 3rd in the nation in punting average at 44.5 yards. Will try and pin Mars Hill deep. Harbison back deep to return. It's a low kick. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And there's a flag down in the backfield where Parks booted that ball away. And I think that's going to be on Mars Hill. If it's running into the kicker, it's 5 yards. If it's roughing, it's 15 and an automatic first.
I think it might be roughing. I believe. I believe roughing is the one where with his kicking leg.
I believe so.
Because that's exactly what happened. He kicked the ball, then got completely spun around by the defender trying to block it.
Looks like they're actually going to end up giving running into the kicker as the Braves defense comes out onto the field. So the 5 yards gets tacked on to the end of the kick. So Mars Hill will be pinned inside of their own 20 again. Kick went out of bounds at the 15, so they'll mark this at the 10. They're still waiting to mark off of the yardage. Mars Hill's going to take over at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think.
Nobody ever marked off the yardage for the penalty.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, it didn't look like anybody moved that football from where it went out of bounds.
Now, Coach Richardson's inquiring as to what's going on.
Yeah, because with that penalty, there are two options. You can either move the ball up from where it was and the Braves could re-kick, or you take it from the end of
the end of the kick.
or the end of the kick. And
Now
the Braves clearly haven't re-kicked, so.
Coach Richardson's going to try and get a better explanation here, because we're just as confused as he is right now as to what's going on. The call was running into the kicker. It's a 5-yard penalty, either tacked on to the end of the kick or the Braves re-kick. Or apparently that's not an option for Richardson, so the penalty's just going to be declined. And Mars Hill will take over at the 15.
That's interesting.
There's a shotgun snap for Brown, trying to hit Harbison quickly, but he's covered tightly, so he just throws it over his head out of bounds to get rid of it.
Out of bounds, incomplete.
Good coverage there by Sean Everett on his back.
Second down and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Two minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Mars Hill with the only points of this half. Handoff straight up the middle. Pick up a 4 for Christopher Roberts. Mars Hill. Roberts having a nice day out of the backfield. He's gotten a lot of carries. That was his 13th, now up to 57 yards and a big third down. Third down and 6 for Mars Hill. Braves need a big stop here. The offense has been stagnant in the second half. Mars Hill with 4 wide receivers. Brown takes the snap, rolls out to his left. He's going to tuck it down and try and run. Hurdles a defender, but falls down at the 23-yard line. Jumped over Devin Jones. In college football, as soon as your knee hits the turf, you're down and out. So we stopped just short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, that was a fantastic job by Devin Jones to come up and release off of his assignment to stop Austin Brown from getting that first down, because 2 more yards and the Lions offense is still on the field.
And before the punt, whistles blow. Flag came out. Back judge rushes all the way to the line of scrimmage. It's a delay of game on Mars Hill. A nice break for the Braves, pushing Mars Hill back 5 extra yards to make this punt a little bit more difficult because Tanner Fox doesn't have the best of days booting the ball. And then Devin Jones, the return man for the Braves, will be right on the Braves' head logo by midfield to receive this punt. Rugby style kick, it's a line drive, gonna bounce low. Bounces at the 40 and trickles across the 50. Mars Hill gathers around it and downs it at the 48-yard line. And once more, the Braves will start in good field position, just shy of midfield, trying to do something with it.
Yeah, that was. I think that was a pretty scary punt, and for the Braves at least, because that rugby style kick usually can be pretty dangerous, especially when it's just a line drive like that. It's liable to hit anybody.
Now Jones takes the snap, moves up in the pocket, is going to be taken down from behind. Won't be a sack, but a pickup of just 1. Tackle made for Mars Hill. Earl Adams, right end, sophomore out of Clayton. Hauls Jones down. Second down and 9 for the Braves. Jones has seen all of the snaps here in the second half. As we tick down close to the end of the third quarter, inside of 20 seconds, Braves down by 13. Looking to his left, throws left, and it's batted down at the line. Great job there. That's Earl Adams again. Breaks up the pass, read Josh Jones's eyes. And a great job by the sophomore to get in the way.
Yeah. What you try and teach linemen is that on a pass like that, if a defender goes up in the air, you kind of want to undercut them and get under them to force them back down. But he didn't even touch anybody before he went up in the air. So, like you said, great job getting his hands up.
Braves trying for a third down conversion. Jones rolls out, throws to the near sideline, trying to get it to Corey West. But the throw's out of bounds. No chance for West to make the catch. And the Braves go 3 and out again. So they've gone 3 and out on every possession in this half. It's been a disappointing half here for the Braves. As in total, they've gained just 3 yards in the third quarter. So that'll end the third and bring us to the fourth. The Braves needing a spark in their offense to turn things around, down by 13 after an offensive quarter that you could just about say was anything short of stellar, Bryant.
Yeah, extremely disappointing coming out of halftime. I know you had that interception towards the end of the second half or into the second quarter, but you know, defense. You come out here on offense, great field position, and nothing gets going. Okay, well, defense makes an amazing 3 and out stop, and you have great field position, still can't get anything going, and you think that at some point in time, you know, it's not just the Mars Hill defense that's causing all these problems. It's the Braves offense because something isn't working, whether it's blocking or, you know, maybe the quarterback receiver exchange isn't exactly going too well. But when you're down 13 points, you know, you're expected to come out with a purpose and play a whole lot better than you're playing.
On 4th and 9, Isaac Parcel booted away. Arbison's going to let it hit over his head, straight on top of the A in the end zone for a touchback. We'll come back out to the 20. And the Braves have had great starting field position all game long, but have not been able to do anything with it. And here Mars Hill will take over at their own 20. In that third quarter, they went punt, interception, touchdown, punt. 7-play, 75-yard drive.
Yeah, so there's no doubt that Mars Hill is going to come out and trying to really finish up this game. Because up 13, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to stomp on your opponent.
Hand off, and it'll be for minimal gain, maybe 1 yard.
Carried by Christopher Roberts.
Christopher Roberts continues to tote the ball here for Mars Hill. He has been the main man out of the backfield for the Lions.
For the most part, though, the Braves have done a fantastic job in the run game. Their defensive line and linebackers have really come up and put it into this rushing attack.
Quick bubble screen to Rucker, able to make a man miss and dart ahead for the first down to the 36-yard line. Nice pickup there for Rucker as he continues a nice day receiving his 8th reception of the afternoon. It's a gain of 16. Rucker now with over 60 yards receiving on the day. As the handoff goes to Roberts, moving the pile. Forward progress will give him a head to the 40.
Christopher Roberts with the carry. Stopped by Tyler Reed. And Devin Higgins.
Mars Hill leading by 13. Came in 7th place in the sack. Their main issue on the season has been turnovers. Had 5 of them in their loss last week against Wingate, 58-21. So the quick throw to Harbison's shut down quickly. Sean Everett,
Caught by Javon Harbison.
as well as Tyreek Ramsorin to make the stop.
Yeah, Everett's had a really good game on the defensive side of the ball for the Braves, breaking up a touchdown on the far side in the first half, also coming up with an interception. He's not letting anything get by him this game.
3rd down and 6 for Mars Hill, and Braves a chance to stop this Mars Hill offense on 3rd down again. They'll give it to Roberts around the left end, crosses the 50 and into Pembroke territory at the 48, a first down.
With the rush.
Just the second 3rd down conversion of the afternoon for Mars Hill. That'll keep the drive going. If you're the Lions, this is exactly what you want. Some 3rd down conversions, let the offense stay on the field, chew some clock, and potentially put up points at the end of it.
Like you said, the faster, the more time they can take on, the more they're on the field, the better this game gets for the Lions and the better chance of winning they have.
Roberts one more time, able to push ahead to the 45-yard line, 3 yards on the carry. Roberts approaching 20 rushes on the day. Now up to 70 yards, 17 rushes, 70 yards. Hasn't been very explosive, but has been able to make up 4 yards nearly every time out. Now 2nd and 7 from the shotgun. They'll give it up the gut. And straight into the wall. See a yellow shirts past the line of scrimmage.
Carried by Christopher Roberts.
Roberts
Stopped by
again.
the Braves, Octavius McLaurin.
Brought down by Octavius McLaurin. Freshman nose tackle, Laurenberg, has had a nice season. 21 tackles coming into this game.
And Roberts is, like you said, picking up about 3 or 4 yards every time he gets the ball. And you can only do that so many times, and sooner or later something might break open.
Brown feeling pressure, scrambles out of the pocket, throws it deep. Rucker was open, but the throw's out of bounds. A flag came in the backfield. Looks like a couple of flags, actually. I think if even had Rucker caught that ball, I saw the field judge back there toss his cap off. So Rucker was out of bounds and an ineligible receiver. The Braves are going to accept the penalty there instead of taking the possible 4th and 4, make it 3rd and 14. So we've already seen it. Marcel very aggressive on 4th down, and I think that situation in plus territory, Shane Richardson's thinking Marcel still might go for it anyway, so let's push him back, make this a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, right now, if you're the Braves and Coach Richardson, you just want to take all the all the blessings you can get at the moment.
Harbison, the lone receiver on the near side of the field. Browns drops back, throws across the middle, and it's dropped by Rucker a little bit behind him. But on the drag route, he had some room to run. Had he caught that, I'm not sure if he would have been able to scamper to the first down, but he would have had a shot. Instead, it's a drop and a 3rd down stop for the Braves, 4th and 14. Marcel will punt it away now.
I believe that's, yeah, Devin Jones back there to receive again. Already had one good punt return earlier in the first half.
Fox, a rugby-style kick, another line drive, bounces at the 30, and continues rolling a Marcel-style bounce down to the 9-yard line. Just what the Lions were looking for. It's not pretty, but it works.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. It can be extremely ugly, but it's inside of the 10-yard line. That's the type of field position that you love to see if you're any defense about to come onto the field.
The Braves will take over their worst starting field position of the afternoon. On average, they've been starting at their own 45. With that starting field position, you'd hope to see a few more points on the board. Marcel showing pressure, they'll bring it. Hand off to McKinley. Gets to the 10 and brought down, they'll say at the 12-yard line. Or Quad Williams on the tote, excuse me. A pickup of 3. Williams just his 3rd carry on the afternoon. McKinley Nelson's gotten the bulk at 14 attempts, 81 yards, but 58 of those coming on 1 rush. Williams stays in at running back. Josh Jones takes the snap, throws a quick swing pass to Williams. Shifty running back makes a man miss and then darts ahead over the 20 down to the 25. Finally brought down by Jakari Williams for a 1st down. Nice play design there for the Braves, getting Quadrant Williams into some open space. A shimmy shake and a 1st down.
Yeah, and that's what you need if you're the Braves. You know, get your players in open field where they can take it into their own hands and make something happen.
Jones from the shotgun. 1 tight end. Takes the snap. Throws a quick out route. It's going to be caught.
Oh.
Somehow, some way, Jalen Nixon made that catch. Was nearly picked off for Mars Hill. Instead, it's going to be a completed pass. Route was jumped.
Nixon held on to it with one hand.
Joshua Dawkins, the free safety who had an interception last week, nearly jumped the pass. Instead, it's a completed pass for 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Nixon getting in on the passing game now. Hand off to Nelson, hits the hole. Met by the defensive line of Mars Hill, unable to fall forward for a gain of 3. 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, this is a good place for the Braves to be at 3rd down and 2. Honestly, I would assume that they'd go for it, barring that they don't lose any more than 2 yards. But this is a good place for them to be. They have the options, and the playbook is open.
Mars Hill showing a lot of pressure here. They'll play press coverage on the line.
Yeah, this is cover 1.
Pressure comes, Jones avoids it, scrambles out to the right, tries to toss it up for his receiver, but a little bit too much on it. Shaman Hicks right in front of the Mars Hill sideline. Can't make the catch.
Intended for Shamon Hicks, incomplete, bringing up 4th down.
Jones did a good job avoiding that pressure. And just like you said, Brian, the Braves are going to keep their offense out on the field and go for it here, 4th and 2.
Yeah, and so
Tamsir Seck's going to come into the game. Wide receiver at the top of the screen. At the bottom, it's Aaron Whitaker. Jones takes the snap. Quick pass to Tyshawn Carter, and he's going to be able to get the first down.
Pass is complete to Tyshawn Carter.
Quick hitter to Tyshawn Carter. Gets to the 39-yard line. A nice play design.
UNCP, 1st down.
Carter getting a nice block from Corey West. And Jones back to the line, 5 wide receivers. Mars Hill is going to bring pressure. They try for nearly the same play, just flip the end of the field they were throwing it on. For Tyshawn Carter, over his head though, and it's incomplete.
yeah, that play is starting to become one of those that it's worked a few times, but you can only run it so many times before defense starts to catch on to the play and the formation.
Second down and 10 for the Braves. From their own 39. Jones gets rid of it across the middle of the field and hauled in by Corey West. Right on the Braves' head. Just shy of a first down. They're actually going to... The chains have not... And now they are going to give them the first down. They haven't moved the chains yet. The head referee, Everett Westfield, came in and said, yep, that's good enough for a first. So the Braves at the 49 have the first down. Jones takes the snap, fakes the handoff, is going to keep it himself, trying to go around the left end, but brought down with authority by Carl Robertjo. He's had a great game, an interception, and a good tackle there for the junior out of Homestead. It's a Mars Hill defense that they've allowed 40 points per game on the season, but they've got a middle of their defense, especially their linebackers, all seniors, that have had good seasons and have led the way for the Lions. Jones shotgun snap. Screen pass set up for Quad Williams. Gets around the right end. Makes a couple men miss. He's off to the races. Past the 10 into the end zone. Touchdown, Quad Williams. Taking the screen pass. 53 yards for the touchdown. The second 50-plus yard touchdown catch of the day for the Braves.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful Platt screen play. Couldn't really tell what was going on, but you saw a Mars Hill defender get lost, and Quad Williams just shakes off a tackle and turns on the burners, and he's out of here for the score.
Williams barely touched on his way to the end zone, making it a 27-20 game with 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the ball game. Now Alvarado on for the extra point to make it a 6-point game. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's good.
The extra point is good.
And just like that, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, 6:30 left in the game. That's plenty of time for both teams to have a possession. It just really depends on how this Mars Hill offense comes out and how the Braves defense comes out. Braves on defense have been playing pretty good ball, holding Mars Hill so far under their yards per game average. So if they can stay strong and then get the ball back with enough time and follow that up with a nice offensive possession like they just had, then you never know. The Braves could be up by 1 in the next 4 or 5 minutes or so.
Braves will give the ball back to Mars Hill. Just the one touchdown back in the third quarter. Other than that, their offense has stalled, much like the Braves.
Among 8 teams to claim their
Braves get
Peach Belt Conference title in 4 years.
that big screen pass for a touchdown to Williams.
Became the second freshman in as many
Braves talking over their kick coverage here.
Joining teammates Silas
Probably a touch too early for the onside kick. So maybe talking about, they want to surprise them or something like that.
The Braves caravan will arrive back on campus, and we ask you to join us in front of the English E. Jones Center across the street to give them a hero's welcome as they pull into the parking lot with a police escort. Also, fans, don't forget to bid on one of the game-worn
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this ball game. As
UNCP Braves
public address announcer announces to the stadium that
open until Friday, November 9th at 3
the
p.m.
Braves men's cross-country team has brought home first place in the Peach Belt Conference. They'll take home the conference championship before going to the NCAA championships. Of course, congratulations to Silas Kitkowicz, also named Peach Belt Conference Runner of the Year.
Yeah, Silas has done a lot of work for the Braves cross-country team these past few years. He's only a sophomore, so it's phenomenal to see, not just for him as a personal status, but also for this Pembroke cross-country team, knowing how well they're doing.
Kick away, it goes deep to be fielded by Rucker at the 5-yard line. Darts out to his left, going to try and get around the end. Gets a big block across the 25 down the sideline, and finally goes out of bounds
Carried by number 2, Craig Rucker with the return. Run out of bounds by
at the
Braves.
30-yard line. Rucker had turned on the Jets, nearly got to the sideline to make a run for things. The Braves contain him.
Marcel will begin first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Braves need to stop and a score. Marcel's offense has been held in check today by the Braves, just 370 total yards. Marcel has been hurt by penalties, 11 of them. Give to Roberts, jukes right, and darts up the middle, moving the pile. And finally brought down to the turf. Or now it's Jaquavion Watkins, gets his first carry of the game out to the 34-yard line. Watkins, the freshman out of Perry, Georgia, 39 carries on the season, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. Only had 1 carry last week for 2 yards. That was his first in this one right there. Stays in the game. Quick throw. This is going to be an end around. Trying to throw it here for Marcel. Slips out of the tackle. Cowart stays on his feet. The ball's out.
Wow.
Picked up by Mars Hill.
Wow.
They stay with it. Picked up by an offensive lineman. I think that might have gotten the first down.
Wow.
You want to talk about unconventional. I think that was one of the most bizarre things that I've seen in a while.
They tried for the wide receiver pass with Coward, who never got rid of it, ended up fumbling it, got kicked around. Mars Hill came up with it, an offensive lineman had it.
Wow, I think that just kind of describes the type of game that Pembroke has had so far.
So he ran into his own man, knocking it out for the Braves. Was Devin Higgins to force the fumble. So there's a discussion on the Mars Hill sideline.
You just think about that play. Coward almost got taken down by Colton Weeks and just kind of used the ball to help him stay up. And man, that was just, I guess you can call it teamwork by the Lions to get that first down.
1st and 10 from the 40 for Marcel. 5 minutes left. They'll hand it off to Roberts. Goes around the left end. Nothing doing. Brought down in the backfield.
Christopher Roberts with the carry.
Justin Davis
Michael Clark.
there to stop him.
Off the board on the play,
Second down and 11 for Mars Hill. 3 wide receivers set. Braves showing pressure up front. Will give the handoff to the man in the backfield. Finds a hole, makes another man miss. That's Roberts. His biggest run of the game down to the 45-yard line. Got a nice block from Rucker. Not only is he a great receiver, lays the crack block down to open the hole for Roberts. Pickup of 16 for the first down. And Marcel continues to milk this clock. Been going at a torrent pace all day now, slowing things down. Trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Their last win was against a Limestone 51-41. Here's the give, and nothing doing. Looked like it was Watkins, or Roberts, excuse me, on the carry. Dominique Davis, 6'2", 315-pound defensive tackle for the stop. The Braves are going to stop the clock here with 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah, with the time running down on the clock, and it started with about 6:30 left for this offensive possession, the Braves had to call a timeout.
The Braves can't allow a score here, plain and simple. It's a one-possession game for now, but a field goal or a touchdown makes it 2 possessions. With the time remaining, just probably not enough to be able to score, get a stop, or potentially an onside kick it would probably have to be. For the Braves, admirably, they've held Craig Rucker in check. Under 100 yards receiving on the day at 68. Tyler Ferguson with 5 receptions for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. Javon Harbison, 4 receptions, 32 yards and a touchdown. Brown has gone 20 of 33 for 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Braves nearly forced a fumble, or they forced a fumble, and were unable to recover earlier in this drive. Now it's 2nd and 10. Roberts in the backfield. Brown's going to fake the give to him, roll out left, throws to the middle of the field, a wide open Rucker, darts back across the 30, now sprints upfield and slides down inbounds across the 20. At the 17-yard line, a huge reception. It brings Mars Hill inside of the red zone and also allows them to keep the clock moving.
And the Lions were just running the ball, waiting for the perfect time to pass, and they did, and they got everything they wanted and more, finding Rucker in the middle of the field wide open.
Rucker, a 28-yard reception, now 96 yards in the gain. Under center, give to Roberts. Follows the handoff straight up the middle and picks up 4 yards with it. Roberts approaching 100 yards rushing on the day, now up to 91 by virtue of now 22 carries. Second and 6 for Mars Hill. Braves will let the clock run now.
I think they're just hoping that their defense can make a stop, and they're going to use these timeouts. It's going to be on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's the give up the middle. Roberts met by Colton Weeks.
Christopher Roberts with the rush.
After picking up 3 more yards.
By number 33, Colton Weeks.
And the Braves will use another timeout here, stopping the clock with 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go. It's going to take some keen play, a splash of luck here for the Braves to try and tie this game up. The one thing in the Braves' favor, though, is that Tanner Fox, the kicker from Mars Hill, has already missed a PAT as well as a field goal attempt in this one. So the Braves can think maybe that Morris Hill, they're going to try and want to punch something into the end zone and maybe go for it on 4th down. But that would be, if you were to read all the books on football, I don't think they'd be telling you to go for 4th down right here.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're Marshall, you really want the points. You have to have confidence in your kicker if you can't score a touchdown. But at the same time, if you do go for it on 4th and you don't get it, it doesn't really hurt you because the Braves will most likely have the ball within their 10-yard line, definitely within their 15. So they still have to drive the length of the field to not score a field goal but a touchdown. So either way, it's going to be very hard for Pembroke in this situation when and if they get the ball back.
8 plays, 59 yards on this drive, 4 minutes milked off the clock. A huge 3rd down here, Mars Hill, just 2 of 11 on the day on 3rd down. Under center, they'll give it on the end around to Rucker, finds the edge, dives forward, and he has the 1st down. Down to the 6-yard line for Rucker. It was a unique formation there for Morris Hill. With Brown under center, Rucker came in motion, gave it to him. Able to get around the corner, get the 1st down. Now Morris Hill be able to milk out the rest of this clock. Play clock ticking down inside of 3 seconds, and Morris Hill's going to be forced to take a timeout. And Tim Clifton is not happy for Morris Hill.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You got to be ready to run your offense, especially after you got that 1st down. But you're trying to close out the game, and so you want the clock to keep moving. You don't want to stop it, especially not by your own hand.
Second timeout used by Morris Hill in this half. The Braves have 1 timeout remaining. So if they can force Morris Hill to give up the football either by virtue of a score, field goal, touchdown, or possibly a turnover on downs, or even a turnover, the Braves would have a shot to potentially go down the field and tie and then win this game. They have to rip the ball out of Christopher Roberts' hands. Roberts has been protecting the rock all day long on 23 carries, 93 yards. Brown will be under center, 3 wide receivers. Here's the give to Roberts, finds the hole along the left side of the line, keeps on running, motors down to the 1-yard line. He's going to be ruled just short of the goal line in the end zone. So Mars Hill will keep the drive alive after Josh Mans makes the stop. For Mars Hill, it's almost favorable. He continue to run out the clock here. Roberts in the backfield. Brown's going to let the play clock dwindle down all the way to 1 before snapping this football.
Yeah, if they wanted to, they don't even have to score.
Brown will take the snap on the QB sneak and push his way behind his offensive line in for the touchdown. Now just about ice things here from Grace P. Johnson. Mars Hill, with that touchdown, pushes it to a 12-point lead. With the extra point can make it 13, a 2-possession game with 59 seconds left.
And so, like you said, that quarterback sneak, they just iced the game with 59 seconds left, down 2 scores. The Braves can't really do anything here in terms of coming back to win this game.
Tanner Fox for the extra point. He's missed 1 extra point today, and this one is up, away, and good to make it 34-21. So it looks like Mars Hill's 3-game losing streak is going to be snapped. The Braves, after winning their last game at home against Concord, will now fall here It would drop them to 2-6 on the season. Morris Hill looking to improve to 3-6. The Braves will have 2 more games to try and avoid back-to-back 2-win seasons. 59 seconds to go though, and stranger things have happened. You never know what can happen in this crazy game of college football. McKinley Nelson and Tyreek Ramsour back to return. It will be Tanner Fox to kick it away instead of Steven Sanchez, who had been doing so for every snap prior in this game. Fox with the run-up. It's going to be a pooch kick, high end over end, and a fair catch called for at the 34-yard line. Making that fair catch, Devin Higgins, one of the up-backs. So the Braves will take over from the 34, needing 13 points in 58 seconds to tie this game, 14 if they want to win it. Josh Jones will be the quarterback. McKinley Nelson, the one running back with 4 wide receivers. Jones drops back, looks to his right, finds a wide open Tyshawn Carter, makes the catch, able to pick up 9 yards or make it 8 for 2nd and 2, and darts out of bounds to stop the clock. Morris Hill's going to be giving up those passes for the rest of the game. That just took 5 seconds off the clock. It was 9 yards they'll give him on the play. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Morris Hill's defense is pretty much going to look like a prevent defense. Not really blitzing, just giving up the short yardage stuff as opposed to anything long.
Same play, but this time nothing doing for the Braves. Throw low to Carter, had it carry him off his fingertips. Right in front of his shoelaces. That'll bring up 3rd and 1. Morris Hill rushes for him. Will throw it again to Carter on the outside. Picks up the first down across midfield into plus territory at the 47-yard line. A pickup of 10 for Tyshawn Carter, his 6th reception of the game. Clock at 44 seconds. 1st and 10 for the Braves. Jones takes the snap. Looking over the middle of the field. He's got a man open, but just overthrown. That was Carter back behind the safeties. And boy, Tim Clifton is not happy with the safeties right there. And like you said, Brian, this is a prevent defense. And the point of the prevent, you keep everything in front of you. Tyshawn Carter's not supposed to be back there.
Yeah, and as you can see, it looks like Josh Dawkins for Morris Hill just came out the game because of that mistake. But, you know, you still don't want to fall asleep. Even though you feel like you have this game won, you still don't want to fall asleep.
Pass complete over the middle of the field. That's Tamsir Sack making the catch. His first reception of the game. Picks up the first down. Stops the clock at 30 seconds. It'll start again as the ball is set. Pass nearly intercepted. Intended for Marcus McDonald. So the route was jumped there for Morris Hill. Jonathan Phillips on the coverage there. 20 seconds left. Braves down by 13. Need a touchdown and a miracle to tie or win this game. Jones drops back. Looking to his left. Finds Shaman Hicks, makes the catch at the 20 and heads out of bounds to stop the clock with 14 seconds to go. So Braves driving down the field here. Hicks' 3rd reception of the game. Jones looking to his right. He's going to toss it up high into the end zone, and it is intercepted, and that'll do it. Looking for Marcus McDonald for the jump ball. Picked off for Mars Hill. That was Carl.
Pass is intercepted in the end zone by number 19, Cameron Rice.
Or that was Cameron Rice in on the interception, the cornerback, his second of the season, and that'll do it.
Yeah, you really got to try and help out your quarterback on that one. It was a cross the field pass, yes, but you got to put up a little bit more fight for that ball, especially down. You're just trying to make something out of nothing at this point.
Marzell will come out in victory formation, take a knee, and put this game to rest. Mars Hill comes in here to Grace P. Johnson Stadium, puts up 440 yards of total offense. Braves put up 378, but it's not enough. A couple of missed opportunities at the start of this half, starting in opposition territory. Can't take advantage. That's what's going to haunt the Braves here in this one. So the final score here from Grace P. Johnson Stadium, it's Mars Hill 31, Pembroke 21. Or Mars Hill 33, Pembroke 21, excuse me. For all of our cameramen, our producer, director, Christopher Clayton, in the control room, my partner, Bryant Reed, I've been Sam Jelinek. Final score here from UNCP, it's Mars Hill 33, UNC Pembroke 21. We look forward to having you next week when the Braves take on Carson Newman here for the final game at home for the Braves this season at Grace P. Johnson Stadium. This has been a presentation of UNCP football on the UNCP Sports Network.